Halo guys. Wait, seperti biasa gue harus setting dulu ya.
There we go. Let's do this. Seriously.
Oke, halo guys. Hello everyone. Kita di baik-baik lagi nih, udah lama nih ya. Gue nggak Magic Corner. Halo semuanya. Hello. So, hari ini seperti biasa, ya udah lama nih, udah lama banget nggak ngobrol. Hari ini kita akan live bareng Jeremy Griffith. Kayaknya kurang seru deh, masih belum maksimal sama Jeremy karena belum benar-benar dikupas habis. Sekarang sesuai dengan request, as your request, sekarang kita baik lagi bersama Jeremy. So here we go. This is Jeremy Griffith. Yes, my brother.
Hi guys, how you doing?
How can I?
You can't hear me?
No. Yes.
Here,
You're
hold
still
on.
in mute.
I'm still on mute. Hold on. Wait. All right.
Dude,
Wait for it.
it's connected with your phone.
Hold on. How about now?
Still in mute. Why?
I don't know what to tell you. I literally, yeah.
What's wrong?
All right, can you hear me? Nothing? Really?
How can? Why?
Okay, wait, hold
Is
on.
it something wrong with your? Is it
With
something
my
wrong
what?
with you? But you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
But
You
I
can't
cannot hear
me?
you. Why?
Nothing?
Are you
Really?
miming? Or are you just pretending?
Oh, I'm not, I swear.
You just trying to
That
mess
would-
it up.
That would be really, yeah. Okay, all right. I realized you can't tell
Wait,
the difference.
just try the cable. If it's not, we go all over again.
Hold on. Here, let me sign out. Let me sign out. I'll call
I
back.
think you have to set it up. Set first. He's gone. Hey. Oke, ada yang bermasalah sepertinya dengan Jeremy. Gue nggak tahu apakah ini gue nggak denger dia atau apa. Wait, gue tes dulu. Enggak kok. Ini gue kedengeran kok. Andre Limantara, woi, ada Andre Limantara. Pak polisinya YouTube gue nih, Andre Limantara. Ya, untuk ya seperti biasa, wave pertama biasanya gue biarkan yang bertanya-tanya tentang tentang Sarah. Sarah lagi di atas. Oke, coba kita lihat yang kedua kalinya. Semoga Jeremy ada suaranya. Wait, you're still connecting with audio. Did not connect to audios. It says did not connect with audios. I just saw the writing before. Jeremy did not connect with the audio. What? What happened? You have, I think you have to set it up, set the Bluetooth and then connect it with the your Apple AirPod Pro. He's a card guy. He's not a very tech guy. Oke, sambil itu ya, sambil kita nunggu. Taruh, yang salah gue atau enggak sih? Kalian bisa denger Jeremy nggak sih? Apa gue doang nih? Coba kalian komen deh. Yang salah gue atau memang Jeremy-nya nggak keluar suaranya? Ya, nanti kalau misalkan tadi bilang ajak Kak Sarah dong. Kak Sarahnya apa? Nanti kita akan adain ini sih di YouTube-nya Sarah untuk live. Cek. Jadi kita nanti akan ada live di YouTube-nya Kak Sarah, mungkin setiap seminggu sekali sih rencananya. Dia masih nyari tuh, masih nyari. Nope. 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 Nope.
Hey,
You still hear me?
on hold. All right, can you hear me? Anything? Nothing? Really?
What?
I-
Why
Oh,
are you calling?
Because for some reason the audio on my iPad isn't coming through.
Both of them are.
What?
The phone
both of them now
isn't
go-
connected also.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. All right. Close.
Did you charge your
close.
did you charge your iPod Pro? Did you charge it
Yeah,
already?
I've got. Yes, that's how I'm talking to you right now.
Why?
Because you can hear me on the iPad.
Try
I can't
use the
win.
cable. Try to use the cable, brother. Try.
What cable are you talking about?
You only-
These are
you only-
wireless. Okay. All right. Let me try spinning it up the meeting on a different device. I'll be right back.
You.
All right.
Are
on,
you?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. There we go. Hold on.
Aduh,
I'll be right back.
nggak ngerti deh, susah
Give
deh.
me a sec.
Bingung. Ini kayaknya dia gue balikin dulu ke waiting room. Oke, lanjut lagi ya. Jadi suara Jeremy keluar. Berarti yang salah gue dong. Sebentar. Tadi suara Jeremy keluar ya? Gimana, Andre? Suara Jeremy keluar nggak sih, Andre? Wah. Sebentar nih. Ini nggak tahu. Ada aja sih. Ya pokoknya tadi ini ya, buat Saradik di sini yang nonton, nanti mungkin kita akan adain live stream bareng Sarah lagi gitu kan, atau di YouTube-nya ya. Tapi untuk sementara ini belum dulu. Mungkin minggu depan kita akan adain live. Oke, sambil menunggu, halo semua. Ada Rizal, ada Aaron. Tadi suara Jeremy ada, tapi di gue nggak keluar ya. Coba kita admit lagi nih. See, it said connecting to audio.
Okay.
Connected to audio.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Supposed to be. I don't know why.
This is fascinating. This is so fascinating.
Wait. Say something.
Testing. 1, 2. Testing.
Cannot hear you.
Nothing? Okay, then let me try signing on with a different device. Here. Hold on.
Tuh. See, they said that they can hear your voice, but how can I cannot?
Did you charge your AirPods? Did you?
Maybe this might.
Okay, all right. Take them out. And you can hear me, can't you? Oh, great. Now I can't hear you. Oh, I hear things now. Testing. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
There you go.
Hey, there it is. Not bad.
My bad. My setting
Oh, was it?
sucks. My setting. I'm so sorry. It turns out my setting.
I was trying, I tried dialing in on my phone. I was about to open Zoom on my phone. I have another laptop over here.
No, it turns out that I it's kind of like mix it up. So the microphone is using my iPad Pro, my Air Pro, and then the speaker is to this microphone. So
I flip it. So,
Oh, that,
sorry.
yeah. So for everyone, that first 10 minutes, just forget that
Yeah,
happened.
just ignore.
Just,
Just like waste of time of 10 minutes.
That's right. There you go. That's fine. That's fine.
How are you, brother?
Proof we are not as invincible as people think we are. How is the audio? This is going
good.
straight through my head. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
perfect.
No, you can still use your AirPod.
Well, now I'm afraid to. See, now
No.
I'm worried that if I put
It's
it in my
because it's my, the problem is from my laptop. It's
Okay,
switch it.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, here, let me turn these on. Let me go here, and there we go. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and you can still see me,
Yeah.
and nothing broke. Okay.
Nothing
All
broke.
right, good. Okay, very good. Yay, everyone, we did it. We did it. Here,
We solved the problem.
Yeah, let me shut the office door.
Yeah.
You know
okay,
what's
so,
really funny is that you've like figured out how to like, you know, walk on water and get stabbed through with a sword and be lit on fire and survive and all that, and we can't figure out headphones. There's something really demeaning about that. Anyway,
yeah,
hey bud,
yes.
how are you?
Yeah,
It's been
yes,
so long.
Same. No, not long. I mean, it's been like 3 weeks. 2 weeks, is it 2 weeks? Last time we had a
2 weeks,
conversation.
yeah. Yeah, pretty close to that, I think.
2 weeks.
No.
Yeah. So last time I think we didn't have the time to close it like with conclusions because I'm in a rush. Because
Right.
we need the studio for Sarah to go
Oh,
live
for Sarah.
also.
That's right.
Yeah. And
Right.
then suddenly I was like, I have to end it. And Sarah was like, come into the office and like,
Yeah.
and I was like,
I gotta go.
Okay,
I'm more
bye-bye."
famous than you. Get off.
Do you know my YouTube subscriber now?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, whoever has the biggest YouTuber count gets the office.
Yes.
Damn it.
Well, she pays the bill.
Yeah,
In the
fair.
office.
I can't. Yeah, I was like, you know,
do
kind of
you
like.
love my decoration here?
It's really nice. It's really good. Looks very theatrical. I dig it.
Yeah,
Cool.
it looks like more magic theater rather than seeing my shoes, my shoes collection and
Your
computer.
shoes, like all your dirty laundry.
So yeah, okay. I would like to say in bahasa first, saying greeting to everyone who's watching. So yeah, guys, last time kita sempat ngebahas masalah sulap dan begitu sangat menarik banget sampai akhirnya nggak sengaja gue lupa waktu terus harus menyudahi tapi tanpa sebuah konklusi. Jadi akhirnya sesuai as your request banyak yang minta Jeremy. Oke. Now I gave you Jeremy untuk ngebahas lagi. So the last time I think we end our session with the quote: "If you treat yourself as a hobby, If I forgot shit.
If you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll have the respect of a hobbyist, of an amateur.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you have the same clothes. I think at the same time. Yeah. Did you take a bath like this last time?
That's a really personal question. Yeah. I have the same clothes.
No. Wait. No, I'm trying to look. I think it's the same.
It's probably the same. Yeah, I probably it's the same. Well, yeah, I have. Okay, so just so everyone understands,
Me too.
20 of these shirts. Like,
don't worry. Me too.
It's just
same shirt.
I don't have like one shirt. I swear to God.
Don't worry. Me too. I have the same shirt, like same brand, same shirt. Exactly, like.
Yeah, but you're like all Ralph Lauren. I'm the one who's like got a bunch of Henleys and stuff. It's like, geez, do you ever show your shoulders, Jeremy? It's like my wife always asks, do you ever wear shorts? And the answer is no. No, I do not.
Me too. I never use shorts. Okay, so last time we had this conclusion. It's like if you treat yourself as a hobby, then you will get paid and also respected as a hobby. And it become interesting because after we had this discussion, and then you text me, and then you said sorry because it's not your area speaking about talking about this professional, like 100% total, how do you say it, like really doing it professionally. And then in that time, I mean, while you are not 100% professionally, but you're saying
yeah,
that,
I'm speaking, it's if we're being perfectly fair, I'm like a brickmaker talking about jewelry. You want to speak to a jewelry merchant, you know,
Yeah.
you want to speak to a jeweler, and I can speak from past experience, you know, and it's the authority bias, you know, how like people's opinions carry more weight if they have a lot of money or if they have a lot of followers on YouTube or whatever the case may be, even if what they're talking about isn't related to anything they know about personally. You know, it's like a billionaire giving you marriage advice. Like that makes no sense unless they have a happy marriage, you know?
Yes.
So when you want to, if we're being perfectly fair, yes, I carry a lot of high opinions about what it means to be a professional. But that's from past experience. That's not current experience, you know, and the market and everything is significantly different now than when I was like full-blown professional. So really all of that is to say, just ignore everything I said before.
Yeah.
No,
and then
no,
I
but
told
like,
you, and I told you, no, it's good because what you're saying is true. I mean, it's not that you're talking that kind of thing without having the experience,
right.
but you already been there, and then you just like let it go, and then you trying to move on and have it like just a hobby right now. So that means you experience it like both way, as a hobby and also a professional. In the meantime, myself, it's like I'm putting myself as like professional. I also a hobbies, but the hobbies itself is when I'm at home. I'm doing it as a hobby, but when it comes to on TVs, on the shows, or maybe after I go out from my house, it become professional because my life itself is already a professional magician.
Right.
I'm like quote to quote celebrity. So I cannot treat myself as a hobby.
Okay.
That's why my social media is how I express myself as a hobby, the thing that I cannot do on stage.
Yeah. There's actually Drummond brought that up, that you know, we were talking about the magic, the style of magic that he does and the style of performance he does, and how he has to keep them very, very separate. And in some cases, it's a disadvantage for him to display the hobby side of things because of the clientele that he has. They don't want to hire a social media star. They want to hire the refined, you know, professional Drummond who is absolutely inflappable and totally charming and everything, but doesn't have a YouTube channel, right? Meanwhile, you know, as he was starting that out, I could see like he had stuff that he wanted to like express. He wanted to do, you know, rubber band magic just for fun, you know, stuff like that. So I remember us talking about that battle that he had about like how he presents magic to the outside world versus how it is internally and how he expresses it internally. And that's, it's interesting. I feel like you only have to deal with that at a certain level. You know, once you get it, like you said, like the quote unquote celebrity level, you know, you've had TV specials, he's had TV specials. I've watched you both on TV specials. Like, you know, it's all the same. But that sort of dichotomy, right? That comparison between the two of, you know, like we said, if you're, say you've got like a YouTube channel and you're doing like small things and everything, but you're actually an illusionist. When people look for your name, they're going to see you doing small things. But then you're trying to sell the fact that you're an illusionist. Like for you, when you approach clientele, you probably don't tell them about the magic you do on Instagram. You probably tell them about, oh yeah, I was on AGT and all these other TV shows and I ran a TV show for a number of months, you know, stuff like that. So it's, like I said, I don't really think that's a problem that most magicians are going to have to deal with, but it might be something to consider. You know, like how how do you want to be perceived? Because right now, social media is probably the main thing for the next at least year. So what you do on social media will probably define how people are going to see you from then on.
Yeah, because it's like your first identification in public.
Yeah.
Because when you have like for me, because maybe I started my career as a TV personality back then in 2007. So by the time goes on, people already know me, and then they search for me on social media. But in this era, it's different. It's kind of like reverse.
Right.
People will search for you for like your followers, like how big amount of your followers, and then after that they will see how good you are on your social media, and then the personality come third when it comes to business wise.
Yeah. Like you could be a total jerk and you'd be fine.
I know.
Until they get to level 3.
Yeah, because as long as you have like a bunch of followers, they will pay you. They don't think twice, because that's what they aiming for. They aiming for like publicity. If you hiring them, you will get more publicity, because this like how do you call it, like Instagram artists, or like how do you say it, celeb in Indonesia we call it celebgram, like Instagram celebrities. When they hire those celebrity in Instagram, they got it was like having a commercial, on TVs. But in terms of like, this is the personal, the personal who have the account, and it was look like, hey, this is good.
Yeah,
you try this.
I'm like, let me just. By the way, Starbucks, you can send me money anytime. Just pay me in coffee.
And also Cheetos, please.
Also Cheetos. Yeah. Know that I was part of that too. So if you want to send me Cheetos as well, that'd be great. Thanks.
So now we're continuing about this professional stuff. So for me, it's kind of like hard actually become a professional, because you have to push your like inner hobbies.
Right.
Because you have to facing it with clients that have needs, and they have purpose why they are hiring you. Like for instance, if like a client of it's like a product, they want to hire Demian because they want Demian to deliver the message of their product. So in that case, sometimes I have to put aside the thing that I want, because I have to create something new that based on their product. It's not a hobby anymore. It becomes like, I mean, it sometimes it's like frustrating, because I it's like all the thing that I have, like the sleight of hand, the knowledge in books. It's like suddenly I have to put it aside, and then how to make this product with their message have to be delivered in unique ways. So that's the hard part, combining the professionalism and then the art itself. That is so hard.
Well, and I feel like, okay, so what you're bringing up, that's a whole separate level of challenge. Like that line that you have where, okay, yes, you've got the profession, you've got the passion for what you've done, but now your boss isn't your audience, your boss isn't the people buying tickets, your boss is the person who is paying you to display a product or a service in a way that gets your audience's attention, right? So like trade show magicians, that is hard work. Because how do you do it in a way that it doesn't seem campy? Because it's hard sometimes, like advertising Cheetos, some guys just got to do a snap change and it says Cheetos along it. Like, okay, that doesn't really do anything for them, right? But trying to find original ways to present the content, trying to find a way that doesn't sell out. I know that sounds bad, but you know what I mean?
I understand.
It's not like trying to do it in a way that keeps the integrity of the art form
Mhm.
and still delivers the service that you're trying to provide the person who's paying you,
Yes.
right? All of these things are very difficult, but that is the truth, right? At that point, your boss is the person who owns the product, right? It's not your audience, right? Your audience is secondary. First and foremost, you got to keep the person paying you happy. Secondarily, though, you need to keep your audience happy in a way that they go, oh, this guy's just doing the Cheeto trick again. All right, unfollow, you know, right?
Yes.
God damn it, if I see him drink one more coffee and a gray Henley, I'm done, you know? Like
So-
it's,
So to be honest, it happens to me in last year. I think it's last year. Yeah. So there's a big client of a. It's like a shopping. It's like an eBay, but locally.
okay.
So it's a big company. They hired me to do an illusions, but they want like this is like they just like put it bluntly and bold. It has to be viral in Indonesia. And I was like,
Exhausting.
and you know what? The message itself, it's like, do you know what happened in 2017 about the death drop? This is they asking me, do you know what happened in the viral the thing that I did in 2017 about the accident? And then I said,
Right.
yes, we want that kind of viral. I was like, no, it didn't plan.
No, that's
Yes.
yeah.
It's different
no, you
things.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but and then they say it like, yeah, we understand, but did you get it like the same level of the publicity, the viral things? We want that kind of things. And can you imagine? Can you imagine what in my mind at that time? What should I do? I mean,
Dude.
if I can fulfill their needs, it's like say the number.
Yeah, right. Yeah. At that point, yeah, that'll be $4 million. That's But I mean, how do you control that? That's the other thing, is all the people who say, oh, I've got the like the formula for going viral. Give it a month. Like give it a month and all the algorithms are gonna change and you ain't gonna know jack diddly squat.
But it happens. I mean, I really gave them what they want.
How,
Seriously.
though? That's what I don't get. How is it that you like, how do you control the viral aspect?
Yeah. So, well, they bring up about the accident. I mean, I
Right.
know. And then suddenly I was like, okay, I had these new illusions. So that I've been preparing it. Well, at that moment, it's not 100%. It was like 80%.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm telling them the story about the illusion. So do you know the guillotine? The guillotine?
Yeah.
So I make it big. So it's like a sewing half.
Okay.
So there's like big blade in front of me. So I was laying down, and the big blade is like on top of me, and then there's like a rope, and the rope was burned. So I have to
Okay.
escape. I have to escape before it falls and then cut me in half.
Okay.
And then I did escape, and then suddenly the rope snaps. I get cut. Boom! My crew panic, and then commercial break for 4 minutes.
That's mean. That's just mean. That was like, who was it? Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
And like he did something, I forget, where it looked like he was harmed. And then afterwards they came back and they're like, okay, everyone calm down. He's fine. We didn't actually kill someone on our show. Did you get that reaction? Did you get people
Yes.
like, oh my
No,
God,
no.
did he just die on live TV?
But then again, I was like, so it's like in here in my country we have like a habit. I don't know, maybe it's like around the world. It's like if you see something, and then I think you think that yourself is the first one, you want to spread the news.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you
so
want
now-
to
so
be the
now-
one that starts it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I just like, it's like feeding them with their egos. You know what? So it's nasty, but then again, that's the goal that I'm aiming, because the client said that this is your goals. And then
Right.
if I can achieve that, they was like, just
Name your
mention the
price.
number, name your price.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
well, I love challenge, but then again, after the blade was dropped,
Mhm.
it like 4 minutes commercial break, and then
Right.
when it jump in back to the shows, I still laying down with my blade, with the blade in me, I like half saw in half, and then after
Okay.
that, can you imagine, like I'm laying down here, and then this is the blade, and then this is what happened after the break. People saw me with it
Mhm.
is at the same exactly position like the last time before it commercial break, and then the table was like this, and then slide up with the blade still like in my chest, no, in my how do you call it,
Yeah,
like
your waist.
yeah, my waist, and then I walk through the blade. Yeah,
Huh.
so that's the illusions. I ended up perfectly. I mean, the illusion was ended nice and perfectly, but the news already spread in like 4 minutes in the commercial break. The
Yeah,
news is being spread.
Demian died. He's
Yeah,
gone.
yes, and then it kept rolling because 4 minutes from one guy became like spreading to his WhatsApp group and sending
Right.
to like a lot of media.
Right.
And then by the time the TV airing showing that I will finish my shows,
Right.
it's already been like too late to give the second information. And then
that's fair.
the news
Yeah.
the news already spread, and then it's viral. I mean, for 3 days, the media was like calling my manager.
Yeah, for 3 days you kept getting flowers at your house. Yeah. So sorry.
So
just mean.
the thing, no, well, it's mean, but then again, that's what client wants. And then
That's fair.
I
That's fair.
100% give them what they want, and then success, like huge success.
Right.
So
yeah. And you
that's
delivered. Like that's the big
yeah.
thing. Like you delivered. That's all right. So what happened? How did they like it?
They like it so much, and then they
Okay.
one of the top management, they just like saying, thank you, Demian, thank you so much for delivering the message that we want this become viral. And to be honest, at that moment, at that time, my rating is the highest among all the television.
Dude.
So and
You're
then
a lot
and
more
then
famous than I give you credit for. It's like that's the thing. Like you and I joke about this, but that's a lot.
and then I became like for the media, the how does like the gossip news, the social media gossip news, and then the media, like the gossip on TV also, they like looking for me. They like looking for me. And then after that, I just send them. Well, because I was like I didn't know that it becomes that viral. I mean, I know it will be viral, but I didn't expect that it became like more viral than I thought.
You didn't expect 4 minutes and everyone thought you were dead?
No, I mean, because I mean, I succeed doing it, not failed.
Okay,
and
fair.
It's airing also how I ended the illusions. I mean, it's not cut and then boom, no conclusion, but I ended the show perfectly. So for 3 days, like all the gossip media was like looking for me, and then I just gave them this. Wait, I posted something. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you can see that. Wait. I don't know if you can see this. I just post this.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah, like, I'm good.
I just posted it and say, I'm good. It's okay. Don't worry about me.
Hold on. Wait, I gotta find this. Is this on your profile? This is on your profile.
No. I'll send it to you.
Okay. There it is. There it is. That's so mean. Oh,
I just say that,
yes.
hey, I'm okay. I'm okay. So
Yeah, everything is fine.
and because so why I'm telling you this, because in that moment I have to put aside my not my ego, I mean my idealism. I have to put it aside.
Okay, fair.
But then again,
Fair.
I didn't throw away the art. I mean, the show
Right.
itself is still good. I mean, totally 100%. It's still good because I just put a pause, 4-minute pause. What people saw live, like in the studio, they just saw me laying down for 4 minutes. And I know they're questioning it, but on the live air shows, they were like, what happened? But in the real life, in the studio, they saw me just laying down. It was like just pausing for 4 minutes. I mean, nothing more, nothing less. It just like pausing. So
Huh.
in my opinion, I didn't ruin the art.
No.
I'm just messing with
No,
the people.
Yeah, I'm just screwing with folks. It's just, and then, still an artist. That's, well, but okay, all right. So let me ask you this, because this is also a tough thing. If you're ever going to do it for a company, like if you're ever representing a product or a service using your magic, how do you make it not about you? How do you make it, for instance, like what you did, right? How do you make it so that they remember the message as much as they remember the person who performed it, who gave the message, right? Because that's got to be tough. It's like, the whole like Super Bowl thing, right? Super Bowl halftime show is supposed to be there to like entertain people while they're watching the show, but it like for the past, I don't know, decade, everyone's been talking about the halftime show and generally forgets about the stuff that happened during the game, right? That it's that messaging issue that not only did you have to put away your idealism, you'd also have to put away your ego, because if it goes viral and all they remember is you and they don't remember the message, then you still haven't done what it is that you were out to do, right?
Mhm.
Or if you were a performer and you did like something, an amazing trick, but all they remember is the trick and they don't remember the Cheetos, like then you still haven't delivered, right? You've done something that fed your need for recognition. You've done something that feeds your need, which hobbyists can do all day long, right? We get to do that all the time. But if you are trying to represent a product, like at one point you represented a watch company at one point,
Yeah. The condo thing, yes.
Yeah, so like with them, you could wear the watch all the time and do what you do, and people see the watch, and that's solid, right? But if you were like, say you were doing a car commercial, right? And the car commercial, like with you, it's always death defying. So say the car blows up, right? And people think that you're gone. People think that you died. then the news is like, Demian died in fiery crash, and it was in this type of car. Now people think, oh, that car kills people. Like that's gonna,
Yeah.
So it's this weird like thing like that. I've never had to deal with that challenge, right? I've never like I play here. How do you deal with that kind of challenge? How do you deal with like putting your ego aside and putting your idealism aside and still getting the message through while maintaining the art? That has to be a huge lift. That can't be small.
So what happened is before I tell them what the things that I want, what the thing that I want to do, like the illusion or something else. I ask them first, what do you want me to deliver? And then they give me like a script. So it's like, I want them, for instance, wait, hey Cheetos, I think you have to pay me right for this. For instance, it's like the message was like, hey, this is like very cheesy. I mean, like the cheese, it's so yummy, or I don't know, and then it's soft, and then it is available around the world. So I take that 3 points and I'm using it for my script. Then I create my magic using that script. So that's what happened. And then it was like, sometimes when I'm creating my stuff, like my stage illusion or my close-up, I'm creating my script first and then putting it all the materials. Or sometimes I get inspiration from a movie and then I create the script. But it always script. It always script.
Script first before illusion. Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, and that's something else too, is that you're always creating something new.
yes.
Like you're never repeating yourself, because otherwise people think that you just, oh, you did the same thing for Mercedes.
Yeah. So and then I was like giving them, it's like I'm just like giving them the part of writing the script for me. So it makes me more easier, actually.
That's fair. That's fair.
And
yeah, because they're giving you the message. They're like,
and then after that, like, oh, okay. If they want to say Cheetos is available around the world, so maybe I can just do like this, like with you. Hey, Jeremy, and then I want to invite like a people here in the Zoom, and then there's like a 50% from around the world, and I was like, here, I make it vanish and look at your back, and then boom, everyone have it, and it's like available around the world.
Stop putting Cheetos on me, Demian.
So I mean, like that's kind of like a
very,
but
that would like instantly, like subliminally, that's like, everyone goes, oh my gosh, they're everywhere, right?
They're everywhere. Okay. And then that's the message already done with the available around the world.
Right.
And then one message I already delivered, and then the second one, like the cheese is very like different, and then it goes on, and goes on. Sometimes I get the idea, but then again, I letting them to write the script, so it saved me like more easier to create the new illusion in my point of views.
Okay, interesting. That's cool. All right, so would it be fair to say that let your client tell you the message that they want, and then you create your magic based on that? Because that's always been challenging, I know, for a lot of the guys who especially are doing branding deals and things like that, is that they're doing intrinsic versus extrinsic, right?
What's
so
that?
intrinsic means like internal, like what they do, and no one's going to tell them what they should and shouldn't do.
Okay.
And then when they get a branding deal, because they only do what they want to do, they're like, okay, well, let me see if I can shove that into what I'm already doing, right? Whereas extrinsic would be, I take my feedback from the outside world, and what I do is based on the feedback from the outside world. So somewhat like what you're talking about is extrinsic, right? They come with a branding idea, they send you the messaging and everything, and then you build an illusion based on their feedback, not, I've got this illusion, let me see if I can carry a bag of Cheetos while I'm doing my illusion, right? Like that would be, Cheetos better pay you for this, by the way. Like 15 times. Like a lot. Like, they're around the world, they're cheesy. There we go.
and then it's like the very, very good, actually.
Yeah, hold on, let me just take another sip of my Starbucks here. There we go.
Maybe because I always consider myself just like what Bruce Lee said, be like water.
Oh yeah.
So and then it depends if the client wants me to become like, hey, I want this blah blah blah, and then as my if what they want is still reliable, and then for me it still makes sense, I'll do it. And sometimes if they're like, hey, I want you to use a pink color shirt, blah, and then I want you to do like flourish, and I was like, no. Now they already crossed the line, and then they want me to do something that I don't want.
Yeah.
It's like, and then no. So what do you want? Just like make 3 points, and I will make a custom illusion just for you. Basically,
that's based on who you are. Like that's the other thing, is that there's serious power in saying no. You know, a lot of people, especially on the business side, ask with the expectation that you're just going to agree because they're going to hand you money, and that's how they think that's supposed to go. I give you money, you do what I say. Right? And what most people on our side don't realize is that you can tell them no. You can say that doesn't work for me. You can say like you know, I don't do kids parties, not because I love kids, but I can't, like, there's nothing about this that makes sense
Exactly.
to little children, right? But they're like, oh, you're a magician, my kid likes magic, why don't you do magic for my child and I will pay you money? And it's solved and it's done. And you have to be willing to say, I don't think that's the right audience.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure your children are wonderful and brilliant, but I'm doing riffle stacking. They don't care. Like,
They don't care about palming. They don't care about exchange color.
They're like, you threw it in your lap, you know, like that. But that's the thing, like what you're saying, like they're like, hey, Demian, could you go on TV and can you wear a wig and a pink shirt and clown makeup and get in the car and make the car float? And at some point you just gotta be like, no, I can make the car float, but keep your wig and your makeup and everything. Like, that's not who I am. And that's the level that I think it's tricky. Like early on, you may have to do some things that you don't want to do, right? Early on, you're going to have to take the gigs that are happening way across town. Early on, you're going to have to do stuff that maybe you don't like doing. But after a while, you should build up to the point where you can say no, where you can say, no, that doesn't fit my brand. No, that doesn't fit who I am. It doesn't fit my style or whatever. And that, I think, has power. Like, eventually, I feel like you can work your way from extrinsic to intrinsic, right? There's a lot of what you do that's intrinsic, right? It's who you are. It's how you think. It's what you do. You're not having them dictate the illusion to you. That's your end of the deal.
Yes.
Right? They can dictate the message. And like you said, that helps you write your script.
Yeah.
But how, like, the illusion part, that's why you're there. That's why you're at the table. You know, so like when all these guys, especially early on, when they're taking on these messaging deals, your job is to create the magic. You do not, you know, someone who knows jack diddly squat about it doesn't dictate the methods by which you will do the illusion. That's your job. And if you can't figure it out, then you're at the wrong table, right? But like, especially early on, it's important to set that standard. Hey, I'm happy to help you carry your message forward. I'm happy to, you know, use aspects of the props that you want me to do. But as far as the illusion goes, that's my gig. That's my authority to say this will work or this won't, right? Like Kat, right? You remember Kat, right? One of us. She just got done doing that for a major brand, and she's like coming in and she's getting ready to do her thing, and they're like, perfect, take this and make it disappear. No prep, no nothing, like they're like, okay, and you know, like make a cherry float. Like, it's just, it's on us to like create the illusion, but it's also a little bit on us to have to dictate to these people. You got to teach them how to treat. You got to teach them, like, okay, if you're going to bring me on, it's important that you know that I need time to plan this out, because this art form is 2,000 years old and I spent my whole life mastering it, and you're not going to dictate it over the next 5 minutes. But also, it's on us to establish that that's how you treat the performer.
Because sometimes I was just like try to drag them and then see from my point of view, but from the thing that they already been through. It's like, for instance, like a car company. Hey, just like what you say, hey, you can you wear pink and then use a wig and then make our car vanish? And I say yes, and then I said, okay, but my image is like I use all black, and then blah blah blah, and I told story, and then I tried to take them to see from my point of view. What if I told you I can do it, but I have to destroy your car first and then make it appear nice. Or first, I want to show like, for instance, like Toyota, but I have to show Honda first and then make it change into Toyota. And then they say, no, cannot, because Toyota and Honda is rival. And I will tell them, do you know what I'm saying right now?
Yeah. Now
Do you
you're catching
know?
on.
Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, yeah. And then
Okay.
they just like, because most of the time they just don't get it. They just don't know about magic. And we have to give them like an input about, hey, magic is like blah, 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 not instant. And I have my own brand. Like, this is
Right.
Demian. And then I assume that why you guys contact my company, my management, because you want Demian as personally want
Right.
to combine with the product that they have and to create something different.
Yeah.
That's the goals. It's like combining those two images together and make something new, something different, something viral.
Right.
If this like is like this product have to tone down or probably like strip out his personality,
Yeah. Right.
that won't happen, because this too is like the same product. And I always told them that Demian is like a product, not myself. Demian is a product that's already been there in the public, already have like an image.
Mhm.
It's the same like your company creating the image of the product of your product. It's the same thing.
Right.
And when we talk about that as a business, they will understand, because they get it that Demian is a product that me, my as a personal, I'm creating that product.
Dude, we were just talking about like Madison, right? Like Madison spent
Yes.
years building up who this Madison character
Yeah.
was. And if you ever met him or talked with him, he laughs easy, he jokes easy.
Yeah.
But if
He's
you
a
ever
funny
saw,
guy.
he's a funny guy, right? But you see every trailer and he's serious and he's brooding and he's philosophical and everything. And you know, you'd never guess he's like swapping drinks at the bar. Like they're these two different people. But there's also the one thing I gotta respect is that he wouldn't deviate from that. You know, he had this idea about who he was, and when people asked him to do things that were completely out of character with that, in general, he'd avoid it. You know, there were some situations obviously that weren't avoidable, but in general, that was his thing. That was, you know, he had this character. And the most professional people I know stick by that, right? Like you said, there is a branding behind it. There is a product, which is you, right? You are the CEO and founder of a product that produces a character called you.
Yeah.
Right? And it's your job to protect the branding, the marketing, the accounting, all of that. And if some outside company tries to dictate what that product is and what that product should do, it's your job to evaluate the request and say either yes or no, or maybe, but in a different way, right? Because it is, that's the thing, is honestly what we're telling people is you need to take like a 101 business course. And then when they're talking about the company, replace all that company jargon with the word you, right? So, and treat it like a company. Treat it like you are a business that you have to that you have to maintain. Like, yes, we could say you need to be pro, which means you need to dress the part. You need to, you know, carry yourself with respect, all of that. Yes, absolutely. But even that is marketing, right? Even that, because, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, right? When his whole thing was he was going to walk in with a hoodie and all that fun stuff. And he found out that didn't play once the company was being publicly traded. It's the same thing here. If you are the owner and operator, like your marketing, your brand is everything about you, right? If I tried to market myself right now, I'm the Instagram magician who tries to be nice to everyone, who tries to like give everyone a voice, who always wears Henleys for some reason, and does card magic. That's my thing, you know? So when people are like, hey, can you, you know, do magic with oranges? No, I don't do that. That's not my thing. Even and I'm also a staunch amateur, right? I very, very much like being an amateur. So when people try to interact with me on a professional level, part of my brand is I don't like being professional. So it always converts into sort of a friendly thing. You can ask, like, even the people who have dealt with me in like a professional sense, Lost Art, Assad, Illusionist, Elliot Terrell, right? The Buck Twins, the guys at Art of Play. Even when they interact with me, they have to drag me kicking and screaming to the professional side of things, because I'm like, can't we just hang out and film? But that's my thing. That was a choice. I chose to keep it at that level. And for me, that it takes professional effort to do that. It takes professional effort to maintain who I am, who Los Angeles is as a brand on Instagram. That's actually a lot of hard work. I didn't think it was going to be a lot of hard work. I just figured I'd be able to play with cards and everything. But once you get beyond a certain level, people start listening to you, and people start taking what you say very seriously, which meant I couldn't screw around. Right? It meant that I couldn't flippantly just attack another magician, because people are going to listen to me, and two things are going to happen. One, they might actually believe what I say, even if what I say has no merit. And two, they're going to think that that's an okay behavior, according to me. That cool, get on social media and start attacking other magicians.
Exactly.
Right? That's the other thing, is that if you do that in a business, if you attack your competitor, you can be sued in the States for how you do it, right? So if you get on social media and you start attacking other magicians, that is the equivalent of one company blatantly attacking another company. If you're doing this on a professional level, look at it that way, right? Or could you imagine like Starbucks going on their social media and giving like their political or religious views? That's a tough sell, right? So when you do this professionally and then you toss in your own personal views, know that affects the way your company is represented. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. In fact, in a lot of cases, I think if you believe in something hard enough, you should, but know that has an effect, right? So if you want it to have that effect, do it. If you don't want it to have that effect, don't. I didn't want the outside world to have a say in my experience of my family. So I left my family off of it, right? I tried a little bit to like do the whole thing where my personal life and my magic life sort of flowed a little bit. And I did for just a little bit, and some creepy stuff happened and I cut it out, right? But now you can see the flip, right? If I ever share anything personal, I lose followers and people unfollow me because they're like, that's not card magic, that's just a baby holding playing cards,
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm kind of meandering, but I really do think that point that you brought up it's massively important. If people take that away and use that you are that company, you are that entity. Now you might take that personal, but you probably shouldn't, right? Because the truth is you are more than that company that you created. And if you can separate that, it makes it very, like you said, it makes you capable of saying, yes, I'd very much like to help you make that card disappear. But I don't think it's wise for me to wear a wig and clown costumes and anything like that. But if you take it too personally, you're going to be like, screw you, I'm out of here, because you can't separate it. You can't, like, you're too close to it. But if it's a separate entity that you're there to manage, then it's a lot easier to make those calls. It's a lot easier to have those conversations because they're not attacking you. They're not even attacking your company. They just don't understand the brand. And if they knew how to create this stuff, if they knew how to create powerful magic, they wouldn't need you. So if you're at the table, they need you. If they knew what magic was, if they knew how to create powerful messaging through magic, you wouldn't be at the table in the first place. So take that to heart. Like if you're going to have that conversation and someone's like, you should do this, in the back of your brain, you should be like, that's someone who failed math class trying to give you math lessons.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
They
It's
don't
your
know-
job
is
to
that
inform
understand.
them.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Here's what I want to know. What is the weirdest request you've ever gotten from a company?
So to be honest, the same company that the same company that say that it has to be viral, the shows.
Mhm.
A year before, I've been with them. It's like 2 or 3 years repeat every year.
Right.
So I mean, and then the first years they want me to perform using the color of their brand, and they want me to do dancing. So they have like a dance part for they have like the jingle, and then when they promote it, all the artists that they've been like as their how they hire it for their commercial. It's like for a year, and then they play it the jingle and then dancing together with the dancers.
Okay.
And then they want to make that dance become viral. So every time every time like a shows or the off-air shows or the ad or the TV shows, it has to be dancing like that,
Right.
like always. And then there's a moment, hey Demian, we want you to do this dance, and we want you to to perform it with our color. And I was like, well, I'm so sorry because I cannot do that because I have my own reason why I'm wearing black.
Right.
But then again, I'm not saying no, cannot. I try to give
Right.
them the solution. Okay,
Right.
what if my character all is black? I gave just a little bit touch because I'm wearing like tuxedo. Sometimes tuxedo have like the handkerchief.
Yeah, I like the right.
Yeah, and then I was like, I will use that for my hanky, and they say that's good enough for us. Done. I
Done.
mean,
Yeah.
you have to give
But you
them the
didn't leave
solution.
them there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
leave
yeah.
them there. You're like, no,
Just,
you figure it out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I just
Huh.
try to give them solution. It because it shows that I care. I want this, but let's do this together.
Right.
That's the image that I want to create to them. Okay,
Right.
let's do this. Not, hey, do this thing as I want, but let's
Right.
do this together. That's the image that I'm creating to them.
Interesting.
So that
Huh.
is maybe the why I'm telling this, why we brought up this kind of a topic, because in Indonesia, most magicians, maybe like 98% of the magician in Indonesia, they don't understand that kind of stuff. All they do is just like thinking about the magic, but they forgot that when you say that you are professional, it's industry. When we talk about industry, we talk about business.
Right.
There's two things that you cannot separate: show and business.
Right.
Sometimes they just
sense.
sometimes you're like, hey, can you do this? No, I cannot. This is my act. But 1, 2, 3, 4. I cannot do with that. I cannot do with your product. I cannot do with bottle. I cannot do it. It's like, and then they lose a job.
Right. Right.
It's like there's there's a company. It's a software company.
Okay.
I have to launch it.
Okay.
They have like this software, new software. I have to launch it.
Okay.
So what is your idea of like a good grand launch of product? But the product itself, it's not exist. It's not. I mean, like it's like
there's
a
no
solid,
like physical product. Yeah. Wait, well, are you asking me? Because I'm a card magician, so it's going to be a card trick.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, okay, all right. So like for instance, like you said, the messaging is important, the functionality is important. I'm actually going through this right now because like our software company, right? There is no physical product.
Yeah.
Right. It's components that go on other products, right? And so I've been toying with the idea of how to create a video sort of explaining like what this company does. And I realized how many things are dependent on the script. right? How many things, like when I do what I do, I never talk. And so I thought, okay, what if I created the message, and then I said, like, for instance, we have a server, an administrator, and a device component for each of the pieces of software, right? And so I thought, like, what if I was just filming myself, like bouncing between, like the job that I do here, which is just testing and breaking software, and doing the magic thing. So whenever I'm talking about like the three components of the software, right, I'm making aces appear. And when I talk about how they work seamlessly, right, that's only three aces. So, you know, call it ace of clubs, ace of hearts, ace of diamonds. And I say, but they all work seamlessly. And as I bring them together and twirl them, now it's a single card, right? And I say, and if we're doing it right, you wouldn't even know we were there. And then I put it under my hand and it's gone, right? But that's scripting, trying to communicate an idea. And the only thing that I'm giving is just a visual tie to something going on. And then the only difference is that the cards that I'm using that I want printed either have our logo on the front or the logo is on the ace of spades. So that way I can use it in it. So the messaging is still branded. It's still our company, but it's conceptually tied to the script. So what? Why are you smirking? You're smirking. Look at you.
No. So
that's.
I'm hiring you right now.
Yeah? Really?
No, because I like the idea. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
I really, but that's the thing. It's like, for me, that makes sense for me to do because this is my company. Right. This is the company that my family started. This is the one that I've been at for the past 12 years.
So it's like in the blood already.
Yeah. So I've got a lot riding on it because for me, I've got stake in the messaging. This is now it's both. Now I'm managing the branding of Jeremy the Magician, and I'm managing representing the brand of Staylight, right? Representing the company. And I love that. That for me, I love because I've got stake in both. Right? It would be a lot harder if some miscellaneous company came up. Like if a watch company came up to me and said, do stuff with our watch, I'm like, I'm gonna lap it. I'm gonna just like, I don't know what else I got for you. But if my family started a watch company, it means I've been around watches. I know all of that. Like I could play with it, right? But being a specialist, I'm going to use what I know. As far as like non-physical products, that's where I think like trade show magicians are so amazing, is because so often they're being asked to represent a brand, not even a product, not even a particular item, not even a particular software or service. They're just there to bring attention to this other company, right? Be powerful enough to bring people to you, but then be humble enough to turn around and point back at the thing behind you.
Yes.
That's amazing to me. Being able to do that is really difficult. Being able to do it well. Like anyone can do a magic trick. Oh, look, ropes. Oh, look, Honda, you know. But being able to do, you know, like something where it ties back to the thing behind you, beyond just plastering your logo all over your body, you know, that's hard. Like you said, like having enough of the pink right there for them to recognize that you're helping their brand, but not wearing, you know, a pink jumpsuit and dancing, you know, like that's the thing, you know, it's a tough balance, but there is a balance there that I think can be found, you know. And like you said, how you care about them enough to pull them into like your world, your way of thinking. So that way you're protecting both, right? You're not pushing their brand out so that you can be the main star.
The main star.
And even if you go viral, you're finding a way for them to be part of that viral aspect. But you're also not throwing yourself to the side like, hey, I'll do anything for money, you know? Like, it's hard. That's a hard balance, but it can be found. So anyway, there you go.
Yeah, but I like that. I mean, it shows that you can put yourself in the product. Yeah, probably the reason because you were there like from your, it was like for ages you're doing the company, it's yours. So, and then as a Jeremy, it's you. So you have like not really hard as like you're having a discussion with the client that you never knew before.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, and then for me, it's good way to deliver the message. But then again, if I'm adding your act, after that three, it became one, and then you
Right.
have to do the visual, then it's appear the logo, and then put
Right.
it on the screen and becomes big. So you have to
Right.
give it a little bit taste that it's your show, not mine. It's like
Right.
giving the light to them
Right.
on only some part, but the client must love it. So it's like at the end when it the three cards became one and became the logo, and you just like you have like big LED in the background, and the card you just like touch it on the surface of the LED, and it suddenly become the light, and then the light it shows became the logo of the company. 100% they was like give like a clap. 100%.
Yeah.
And the client will love it. That's it. I mean,
Right.
for me, when it comes to client, you have to give them something that you have to show the public or the audience that, hey, this is their shows, not mine. When it comes to the product, but when it comes to the magic, it's my shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But that's like you said, like, yes, there's a delineation of this is who you are. This is what they want. And being able to find that bridge, being able to find that middle ground, that's where I feel like the profit is to be made. The people who are the best at finding that bridge, those are the people who do well because they can find the bridge, right? I remember when I was first starting the jam, Murphy's, right, reached out to me and they said, we want to sponsor your jam. And I said, great, that sounds wonderful. Please send all your stuff to this address, right? and then afterwards, right before it started to get going, someone from Murphy's goes, hey, by the way, could you do a review of some of the products? I said, yeah, I don't think that's a big deal, right? And then they're like, perfect, we want that weekly. And I was like, I bet not. You know, like we didn't agree to that ahead of time, right? And we didn't hash out the deal, but I cut off the bridge, right? I said, no, I don't want any part of it. Keep your stuff. We don't need it that bad. And then David Bonfadini, right? The Magic Crasher, he was the first one to go, maybe we could find a different way. And then he reached out to them. And I'm pretty sure that they worked with him. But that's David's gift, right? David finds a way to bridge that gap, right? He's one of the hardest working magicians that I know. And he's always trying to find that bridge. Some of them work, some of them don't, but he's always trying to find that bridge. It was a lesson in humility that I had to learn hardcore because I said no and shut the door.
Yeah.
He said, yes, but not the way that you think, right? Or yes, but there's probably a better way to do it, right? And then he taught them how to treat him, which that he's honestly one of the people that I learned that from, was watching him teach them how to treat the performer, right? Now, whether they still do that or not, I don't know, right? But I do know in that instance, for that time, with his relationship with them, it was largely on his terms, but it was an open thing, right? He was trying to find a road through that made sense for both companies.
Yeah.
Right? With me, I had to find a company that was willing to deal with me as a friend, right? So that's why I started working with Illusionists, was because those guys treat me like family, right? They, since the beginning, right? Even when, like my first download, right? The Instagram sessions, right? I tried really hard to not have it be like a very professional relationship because I didn't like that. I knew all these people and I didn't want to turn them into business associates. I wanted to keep them friends. And the reason why we work so well together is because they've allowed me to do that, right? We have 0 contracts now. I literally just perform. If it's a paid thing, they pay me. Or if it's something like they help me create a deck, there are no contracts. They send me decks, or they, you know, help fund like my kids' college fund or something like that. But it's no contracts because I want that style of relationship, right? And it's been great. That's been marvelous, because it fits my thing, right? It fits my style of, I do this for the fun of it. And the second it stops being fun, I'm out, right? And with them, they need products that are hard hitting, that will sell, that it looks like people gave a damn when they created them. And so they invest that side. I invest what I know after 30 years of doing magic, and it creates products that do well, right? But it took finding that style of relationship. That's the other thing, is there's only so much adjustment anyone should have to do. If you want to be professional, there's going to be a lot of adjustments that you're going to have to make. Like you said, a lot of the lessons you're going to have to learn about running a business, right? But if you don't learn those lessons, or if you do learn those lessons and say, hey, the price is too high, it doesn't mean that you're out. It doesn't mean that you can't play the game. It just means that whatever companies you interact with have to be willing to play on that level. Elliot Tyrrell treated me like that. The Buck Twins treated me like that. The entire team at Illusionist has treated me like family. My wife and I stayed with them on our honeymoon. That's how close we are, you know? Like, and it doesn't mean that I'm out. It doesn't mean that I can't interact with them on a professional level in the sense that I can't provide value. It just means that we have a very soft relationship, which is the way I like it. And it means that if anyone is going to try to interact with me on a professional level, they have to be able to like sit down and have a drink with me and jam, because that's how I interact with people in the magic world, right? If you're going to record me, it has to be sort of on my timetable, because I have a company to help run, and I have a family to take care of. And if what I'm doing magic wise interrupts those two things, I can't do it. Those are my two highest priorities, right?
But I did call you like 6 a.m. in the morning to wake you up for interviews.
You did. Yeah, that's true. Well, but see, that's the thing, is that I have an 8-month-old that is happy to wake up that early and wake me up that early. So every time you call, that was the other thing. Every time you called me, I was already my son, he won't sleep, you know.
And then like this morning, you was like, "Hey, wake up!" And I was like, "Yeah, I woke. I just woke up."
I know. I call for anyone watching this. I called this guy at like, what was it? It's 12 your time or something. I was like,
12,
wake up,
12,
sleepyhead.
yeah.
Well, you guys are going through. What is it, Ramadan? Were you guys on
Ramadan?
that?
Yeah, Ramadan. Because
yeah.
we have like we have to eat before we start fasting, and then I mean we have to stop eating. I mean we have to stop like drinking, eating. It's like 4:30 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
So and then we in the whole days until 6 p.m. we can like eat. So because I was like a very I always stay up late, and then maybe like
you do.
until like 3 a.m. in the morning. If I sleep and then I woke up at 4 a.m., it took me like only 1 hour sleep, because I have to wake up and then eat and then sleep again. I was like, just go through it until 5:30.
Right.
Yeah, and then I was like, go through, and then at the moment I have to stop eating. I have to like stay like. I mean, do you know that it was like funny? It's like the method that I've been doing. Like, if you eat and then after that you sleep, it make your stomach like you have like a big belly in your stomach.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So my theory, like stupid theory, is like I can go to sleep after an hour or 2 hours after my last meals.
Okay.
So and then after I ate like 4:30 the last time, like I stopped ate, and then I have to stay awake 2 hours. So that means 4:30 and then 6:30 then. I have to stay awake until 6:30. So
God, and now that you're calling you at 12, you've had like 6 hours of sleep.
Now you understand.
Now I get it. Okay.
No, it's okay.
He's been very nice to me, people. He's been very like, I keep going. I was like, hey, how are you? And he's like, I just woke up. You're talking very loud.
No, for you it's like, it's okay.
Thanks.
So before we go to another topics, I mean, we are like ignoring them. It's like we having fun together.
People. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, but okay. There's a question here. So the people here, if you want to ask to Jeremy, please do ask. And There's a question from Farhan Nafis Raihan. How do you create a high quality magic video for Instagram or such?
Invest in your camera. It doesn't matter if it's your phone. Most phones have cameras that match the capability of what DSLR cameras could do 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, now
Yes.
the sensor is smaller, so get good lighting or do it outside or whatever you need to do. But invest in a solid camera, and then practice. The truth is, even I like what I do, but I see so many people who do it so much better, right? Sean, the whole team over there at Orbit, right? The way that they create videos, or if you watch even if you just watch like Ramsey, right? The way that Ramsey creates videos, they're planned out, right? And even what I'm doing, like if you're talking about, especially for Instagram, you only have 1 minute, but I have seen people pack amazing content into a single minute.
Yeah.
So what I would say is A, invest in a solid camera, and B, give a damn about what you're doing, right? Don't just throw things up because you think you need to like keep throwing things up, right? That was a tough lesson for me. I got to a point, it was right around 57,000 followers, or I was pushing 58,000 on Instagram. And I remember I felt like this stress to like, I got to produce something. I haven't posted something in 2 days. What am I going to do? You know, and I came to this realization that I was producing things that were low quality because I was trying to produce things to keep people's attention. It's like if you keep talking, even when you've got nothing to say, because you want people to keep listening, just shut up.
Yeah.
Just be willing to have people walk away. And the people that stick around are your audience. They're your core audience. So I lost 1,300 followers.
Really?
Yeah.
Instead of gaining it, you lost.
Instead of
13,000?
yeah. And it was on purpose. It was really a decision of I needed time to learn new things because I was doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I didn't want to produce content because I felt I had to in order to keep people's attention, because I knew I would lose it, right? Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, eventually people stop listening, right? If you keep saying the same thing, people aren't going to care what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get into the same issue that I had when I was pro, where I was doing the same 12 tricks over and over again because that's what got me paid. I didn't want to do the same style over and over and over again because I knew that's what would get me followers. You know, and I didn't have time to trace an algorithm. I didn't have time. I had work and I had a family, and I didn't want to sacrifice those things to try to sit down and figure out the algorithm so that way I could gain attention for something that I should just be doing for fun, you know?
Yeah.
But there are the people who love tracing the numbers, right? There are the people who really try to figure out, this is the style of content that gets the attention. If you're going down that road, understand the equation will always change. So be ready to change, be ready to adjust, be ready to shift your content.
Yeah.
So like high quality content is a moving target, right? Sometimes high quality content means up close. Sometimes high quality content means you're talking in the background. Sometimes high quality content means it's you doing it while you're outside and walking, but it's got to be dynamic. It can't be, I learned that the hard way, that you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting new people to want to be interested, because eventually you'll hit the mark. For me, it's about 56,000 people like to watch the thing that I do where, you know, a deck shows up, I set the deck down, I sit down, and then I start doing things. It's about 56,000 people who want to watch that. Anything else that I get beyond that, great. But if I really wanted to, if I wanted to grow my audience beyond that, I have to grow the content that I'm producing. It can't just be a shot of me playing with the deck. It'd have to be something stronger than that. So what do you think? I mean, what's your opinion? Because you're always doing different, like, I can't think of a single thing you've repeated. So I think that
Well,
question's more for you.
Well, for me, the high quality content is not just any. Um, it's like I mean, it's good if you have like good quality camera, but for me, high quality content means the content that people will remember. It's a high quality content. It's like there's a time I play along with my camera, and it's not really good camera back then, and I make it disappear. It's like by and then it disappear, but I still holding it like this.
Yeah, that was super freaky because I remember when you sent that to me, and that was weirded out.
And then, well, for me, if I just want to post it, just doing another magic, it's not me. It's not Demian. I mean, the character that I'm building it's not Demian, because Demian always do something different. Demian always, at least in some point, people always like, what the hell? Repeat it again. What the hell? Because my content, like all the magic videos, it has to be like repeatable content.
Yeah, that's true. They have to be able to rewatch it and still go, what the hell, after the second, third time. Yeah.
Yes.
That's fair.
Because for me, it's like now we I think now we're in line in our topic is where about the industry right now. It basically broke the number one magician's rule that magic cannot be done twice.
Yeah, it's true.
But then again, the industry right now that we're having, like YouTube, social media, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever it is, it already broke the number one rules that magic cannot be done twice. But for me, it's challenging because I have to do something that can be repeat, although it's like many times.
Yeah, it would always be true in magic, right? If someone watched you do something enough times, they're going to figure it out. They'll finally figure out, oh, okay, maybe it's just, a fake deck, or maybe every other card is, this card or whatever, right? Or you watch an illusion and you're like, oh, maybe there's a mirror there or something like that. Like magic, by virtue of its secrecy, we say it's not repeatable, mostly to protect the secret.
Yeah.
Right. So philosophically, we already have that built into the art form because it's based on a secret that we have to keep. Okay, fair. But like you said, on social media, they can just hit replay, right? And what's worse is there might be a guy who sets up a channel who his entire thing is he deconstructs how people did magic on AGT. That guy exists,
And then that guy have the many followers and also views rather than the creator one.
That's right. Yeah, he's got more views, more followers, and is paid more because people want to know the secret. But I think that also that gives me a bit of hope because people are still hunting. People are still looking for that. In general, it's not magicians who are watching those videos, right? We already think like that. And in a lot of cases, we already know what was done. Maybe not the handling, maybe not the setup or anything on stage, but
at least the principles.
The principles behind it, which means that the people who are watching that are people who are desperate to sort of know, how the hell did he do that? So much so that they're willing to go hunting for the answer, right? They don't show those videos to just miscellaneous people. They show those videos to people who are looking for the answer. They want those people who have that level of curiosity, which means there are people out there who are already thinking like that. They're already so amazed that it bothers them. They gotta know, right? So that's your audience. The same people who are watching the videos that deconstruct the magic are the people who are watching the original performances. So those audiences already cross over, right? You have to settle with yourself that what you do will likely be exposed. It can be exposed, but that was always true. If you were doing something on TV, someone could record it off the TV and then replay it over and over again, right? When people started to get cameras on their phones, if you were doing a trick, someone could flip out their phone and record you and then watch it slow-mo,
Yeah.
right? So that's always been true. That's always been a challenge. It's just now it's more overt. So I think we need to do away with this whole thing of you have to get it right on the first try.
Yes.
That's bullshit. No, you should be able to record it because they can replay it 100 times.
Hi.
So if
100%.
you're going to, if you're going to do it, you get as many takes as you need to have to deal with the guy who's going to replay it 100 times in super slow-mo.
Yeah. Well,
You
for
just
me, if when I saw my own videos, if it fools me, if I
You're
didn't
good.
see,
Yeah.
it's good, because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just trying to be like skeptical for my own act, for my own videos on my Instagram. Sometimes I'm just like try to zoom it, try to look at the detail and everything, and if I'm satisfied, then it passed, and then I post it.
Right.
As long as
Right.
I'm not in the criteria of at least I look for it like 5 times, and I still don't see the gimmick or the sleight of hand or whatever it is. If it's clean, and then it's already ready to publish, that's my criteria to post for my Instagram.
Yeah, and that's the someone was asking about high quality content. When I said give a damn, it means that that's what you're doing. You're going through your own videos frame by frame, right? Or like what I was doing, I was trying to match the punch of each little section to like the music that I was attaching to it. Or even if I pulled off the trick, but the rhythm looked weird, right? Like no one would move like that, or no one would hold their glass that way, or no one holds their hand like that when they're shuffling. He must be palming something. Stuff like that. You got to be willing to let it go. You got to be willing to delete it and start over. You got to be willing to say, okay, that doesn't make sense from an external point of view, right? It makes sense. Like magicians would be like, well, of course you have to hold your hand that way because he's palming something. But to the outside world, they're going, why does his hand look weird?
Yeah.
It's not even that they know that
Exactly.
you're palming something. They just know something is weird.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing.
It's not what it's looked like.
Yeah, it's not how it should
It's like
be,
holding a phone. It's like,
yeah. Like
it's
you don't
okay.
bend your arm. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm palming.
Yeah.
But
So,
your videos, although you did all of those things like palming, lapping, and everything, but for me, it's still have the image of like the wow factor.
oh, thanks, big guy.
Yeah, because when I saw it, although I know after watching like 2 or 3 times, and then I know the flow, and then in the third time when I already solved it, it brings me like another level of like, damn, he's really good, because I know the effort of making it like that perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm off the table for that, because you're really, really good at it. It's like you're shooting it, and then sometimes for me it's when you do like you already palm one, and then I don't know what's the move. Yeah.
I realized I was doing it, and I was like, you're talking like the change outs and everything, right? The stuff where
but
I'm like,
the one that you showed me back then live.
This guy
you're very
that changed. Like those guys, right?
Again. Yeah.
Where it's changing out and all that.
Yes, I mean, although you already know the secret, already you figure out, it's still giving your audience the image, although it's layman, you're giving them the image that you need a hard work. You have to do a lot of work for doing it.
Right.
It's like you figure out, now you do it yourself.
Yeah.
If you can do it if you can do it in a week, cut my ears. It's like, you are the best.
I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, please take my money. It's well, that's something to acknowledge, honestly, that you're who your audience is. For a long time, my audience was just other magicians who we used to challenge each other. And then the audience grew to people who just wanted to see me do what I do. right? Do the thing that I enjoy doing. And like I said, it tops out at about 56,000 people. That's a bigger number than I ever thought I was ever going to have. It is, right? And what's strange is that once you realize that your audience is greater than magicians who are just going to appreciate your method, right? You're going to have lay people who just want to watch you work because they like watching you, like the same way they like watching a bartender flip bottles, or the same way that they like watching chefs cook when they know what they're doing.
Or the Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, they like watching people who have mastered something and they're chasing it and they're still going after it. You know, they're not just doing the same thing over and over again. Like, I've got this one thing that I do. They want to watch mastery at work. Everyone, I think, has that a little bit, which is why I think everyone has a taste for magic well done, because people like watching people who have mastered something and present it in a beautiful way.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
so this goes,
anyway.
I think this goes for you magician out there who's maybe you should know better about yourself, and also knowing your audience, and not just giving them what they want by, hey, another video. I got a direct message like every time, hey Demian, we miss your magic videos. Hey Demian, where are all your magic videos? We miss them. Well, for me, I'm not letting anyone to ask me to do something that I don't want. I create magic if I wanted to. And then there's some magician also that think that they have to post something, just like what you said before. I haven't posted yet for like 2 days. I have to post it now. And then sometimes what I saw is just like a rehearsal video rather than the perfect one.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. It's like what they could generate in time, so that way they could feed the audience.
Yeah.
And that's why I think YouTube is a lot. I think YouTubers should get a lot more credit, especially the ones who are consistently producing content, because that's hard. It's difficult work. I mean, you and I have had this conversation. Like, it's different creating 10 minutes than creating 1 minute, right? It doesn't take 10 times as long. It probably takes closer to 20 to 30 times as long, right? Like, for me to record a 1 minute video, what people don't understand is that was at minimum 2 hours to create a 1 minute video.
I understand, because you like copy it and then make it like short, like all the move, short move, and then
you're shrinking it down. Like, even after, and most of the time that was just me recording me practicing. I would literally take a deck out. It was a deck that a friend had sent, and I'd say, okay, what does this do? And it was literally just me flipping it around and playing with it and seeing what it could do. And then if I came across a cool idea, then I'd practice it and practice it and practice it. And only when I felt like it was camera ready would I record. And then I'd find out, hell no, it wasn't. Like, it sucks on camera. So then I'd have to change it. I'd have to shift it, or I'd have to hold my hand differently or something like that. There's so many videos where I wish I could go back and record it differently now, because I think that sucks, you know, but that comes with experience. But if you're recording like a 10-minute video for YouTube, that's a lot more space to fill. You know, so now that's 3 days minimum, right? And if you go through and you find out it doesn't play, now it's editing skills. For me, it was simple. Find the clips of the ones that were best presented, compile them in a way that makes sense, and then add music and see if I can like cut it so that the punch of everything that I'm doing, the card disappears on the downbeat, right? Things like that. That's all the editing that I ever had to do, right? Now, when I'm trying to create this video of trying to tell the story of my father's company, which is now my twin brother's company, trying to tell that in a way that honors them both and still has my magic communicating it, that video is probably going to be 3 minutes long. It's taken me a year, you know, because I care. I want it to be, I want it to be something,
I understand.
You know, so like if you have a YouTube channel, Lord help you if you care about your content as much as I care about this company and all that stuff, because you'll never get a damn thing done, right? But there's that, like you said, there's that balance of like, care enough, but still produce something, still get something done, right? Eventually people are going to ask you to do something magical because that's what you're known for, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay. They don't get to dictate the terms. They don't get to dictate the tempo. Like, I want a magic video every month or I'm going to unfollow you.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'll
Go
see
ahead.
you later. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for the follow. Yeah.
So basically, it turns out again, it's a business. It's like business principle. Sometimes giving what the audience or like what people want is not good. It's not really what they want, because people don't know what they want.
Fair. That's fair. And if they do, it's okay that they're not your customer.
Yes.
If you don't produce what they want, that's okay.
So just like what you said, now I have like 800 something followers.
Yeah, something like 800. Yeah, just 800 measly followers. What are you at now? Where are you at?
Now
You're
I'm
at
like 800 something.
824,000 followers.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, look, you have a blue check mark next to your name. That's cool.
you just like put a blue Sharpie.
Yeah. I actually have a
do
permanent one up in the top of my put there to make me feel better.
I mean, it's like basically, it's like a basic principle of like a business wise. So there's like supply and demand. If you give like a lot of supplies to them, and they demand like big stuff, they demand more, and you give it to them, and then you produce a lot. Sometimes they just like, I'm getting bored, and then you already have a lot of stuff there. You in your warehouse, like, oh, what else should I do? Because I already have all of them. And then it's like a basic principle of
you've oversupplied them. You've given them everything that they've demanded, and once they run out of demands, you're still trying to produce them. You're like, here, let me give you this, and they're like, no, I'm good. It's like,
and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's like giving your wife flowers because she said she wants flowers, but then you keep giving her a bouquet every single day. Eventually she's gonna be like, stop. Like, stop giving me flowers. I don't want them anymore. But I think that's up to the performer to say, okay, I know you want something right now. I promise you I will get you something. And when I do, it will be meaningful, and I will invest all this time that we've been separated from each other into that next thing that I give you. But if I keep giving you whatever just comes to mind, eventually I'm going to keep giving you crap. Like, it's just, I'm not going to have enough to say, or you won't have enough interest in what I'm producing. And then the supply and demand chain for a business is broken.
Yeah. So I learned this in Indonesia for television, so in Indonesia, here we don't have like that kind of season episode like you have in your country. For instance, it's like you have like I don't know, maybe like Desperate Housewife or I don't know, TV shows.
Right. Yeah.
It comes in seasons, and I don't know. I still don't understand what's happening in your country. But when in the past, like in 2017, by the time I'm in LA, I tried to figure out that sometimes this TV shows airs like at the same time, but the same episode is airing at night. I mean, it's like 12 hours sometimes. I don't know. Yeah. But I still cannot figure it out. But I mean, but it comes in seasons, like 13 episodes, probably like 13 to 18 episodes.
Yeah, generally it's 13 to 24 episodes.
Yeah. So, and it comes after that, the seasons end, and then it breaks like probably like in few months, and then they come for new seasons.
Right.
That didn't happen here in Indonesia.
Okay.
It's like my TV shows back then in 2007. Oh no, not in 2007, but probably after 2012 it happens. So when they like you, you have your TV shows, they like you, and the TV station likes you, they will like do it every day.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember you telling me about like
Yeah.
when they're like, oh, we really like you. So we're going to kill you. We're going to murder you with
Yeah.
the level of content you have to produce. Like,
Yeah. So it's happened in 2014, if I'm mistaken. 14? Yeah, 14. So I have this. So there's a very, very famous TV shows. It's like a comedy, but it's a live shows. It's a live show comedy
Okay.
shows. And
Okay.
then I jump in one their segment. At
Okay.
first, they want me 2 times in a week, twice a week, Tuesday and Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday and Saturday. So every Tuesday and Saturday, it's my time. So, and then the rating is good. And then suddenly, hey, we want you every day. And then it's a challenge for me.
Right.
Because it's only one tricks. It's only one segment, and it probably like 10 minutes. It's only one routine. I mean,
Right.
I've been through a lot back then in 2007 when I have like to have 7 new tricks in a week. So basically,
Right.
but only for one TV shows, one shows in a week. So basically, it's like one for like one shows. I try to like how do you say it? It's like separated into like each day one, rather than
Right.
just like one. So I accept the challenge. Okay, every week, one tricks. I
Okay.
accept it, and it goes along for like 1.5 years. So,
Jeez.
well,
Let's work out the math on that. Hold on, because I want to work that out. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find the calculator because I can't do mental math.
yeah, me too.
All right. So, okay, so we're at 78 weeks, year and a half, right? Times 7. You came up with 546 separate pieces of magic.
Yes.
How did you not die? I drank a lot of Gatorade. It's like all Red Bull all the time. That's insane.
Yeah, but I live. I mean, it's a
clearly.
lesson. It's a learn lessons. I mean, at that moment, it's a very, very interesting because I always love to accept challenge. But then again, the thing what I'm saying to you right now is sometimes they make you died, like literally died as a creativity, and also because they saw you every day. There's like you're not good anymore. So this kind of business, quote unquote business strategy is not giving what they want. I try to keep it and always use it in terms of myself and also to Sarah. Sarah have her own YouTube channel, and it's already gained like almost 5 million subscribers.
That's insane. You
I know.
just at 3. Like, okay.
And then her followers keep asking her, do it like every day or do it 2 times a week. Sarah said, no, this is me. I want to do it once a week, accept it or leave. Because the thing that we, me, the team, Sarah, me, and the team, we goes to a haunted place, and then we try to figure out what's happened there.
Right.
And it took us like 2 to 4 hours to take all the episodes. Sorry. And then after that, in the production, believe it or not, I have to find the right music because I know what's happened there. I know the feeling, the tension, and then I have to create the scoring music to support to support the content because it's a good content. And then I have to make it like a movie. When we run, I have to make tense music. And when Sarah cried, I have to make the mellow musics. I have to create mellow musics. So it's not easy to do. I try to give them like twice a week by having one episode and split it in 2 and put it on the Wednesday and Saturday.
Okay.
And then again, I think by giving them what they want, sometimes it's not the right choice. And then we go back again to our first goals is having only once a week. And it turns out every day Sarah gains like almost 1,000 subscribers. And
Jeez.
every week's, well, thank God, we always have. Now I want to show you. This is Indonesian YouTube. Now she's #1 trending. This is her
Wow.
content.
You guys
And
are so
then-
much more famous than I give you guys credit for. I was talking to you like you're normal people.
So Sarah, well, thank God, Sarah always, not always, thank God, Sarah make up like top 5 in the every week. Sometimes
Okay.
get to number one
Right.
trend, and
Okay.
like 1 to 5, like mostly 1 to 5.
Okay.
And then for me, the strategy was like, I'm not giving them what they want, because by the time I'm giving what they want, the audience will lose their will to always thirsty. How do you say it? It's like they always want
they'll
more.
lose their they'll lose. It's like they'll lose their drive to want to keep watching. Yeah. You'll
So-
oversaturate it. You'll
So that's I learned. I learned, to be honest. It's from your country having the episode of the seasons. Like every good TV shows have seasons, and
Yeah.
like it or not, every week they have to wait, and you have like it or not. At that time, you have to be there and watch it, or you will pass it. Sometimes you have to record it, like have to put a timer and record it on your VCR or
Right.
something.
right.
Because you want,
like even well, okay, so like Netflix, right? Netflix in general releases the entire show, right? The entire season all at once, right? And they're excellent at, okay, you're going to get through like 8 episodes or something like that, or however long their show is, but they'll release their content, and then you won't get to see it for a year. And then when it comes back after a year, they release another 8 episodes, but they give you like 8 episodes. So they're actually producing a lot less content than most TV shows, but they're getting a lot more viewers because it's convenient, right? It's easy to sign up. It's easy to watch it on your phone. It is. But the pace that they do it at is unmatched. Like no one's got Netflix beat on that. They're going to release it, and you're going to want to watch it.
And probably like in the last couple of weeks, when this Corona, we starting the lockdown, Michael Jordan released his new Netflix series. It's called The Last Dance.
Right.
It's 1 season, but they put it out. It's already like maybe 13 videos or something. I forgot, but it's like above 10. You can see it, all the videos. Not see it. You can see that there's 13, but you only can watch it every week. So every week they post it like two videos, and then you have like, oh shit, I have to wait another week to watch the next episode. So that kind of thing, it create you, and it create like, how do you say it, like the not boundaries, like attachment with your fans, because now they want you, they want to see you. It's like craving, please give me another, please, because you keep them in like, I don't know how to say it, but in Indonesia we say it like, you keep them in hunger, like always starving, like they want more, give them to me, not giving what they want. So I think for magician who's watching this, I think it's important, if you can learn, if you can study this case, is that you cannot always give them what your audience want. It's like for me in my magic videos, sometimes I just put it like weekly, and if sometimes I just like, I don't want to post it, but by the time I post a magic videos, they was like, oh, this Demian's posting.
It's ready. It's got I mean, like, when I did the coin one, that coin one was a month ago, but that was the first magic video that I had recorded like that in a very long time.
Mhm.
And people already know what I do, right? That's the other thing, is we're speaking from a point of privilege. We already put in that early work where we were posting every other day, or we were trying to create, content that was engaging and stuff like that. And not all of it was great, right? I mean, yours was fine, but there are so many things that I wish that I look at now and I'm like, I don't want people to see that. I don't want them to know that I sucked at that, but we did that. We did the whole thing where it's okay if you're first starting out and you machine gun it, right? You're constantly posting and producing and doing all that. But as you go, right, as you start developing that, you'll get the feel. You'll get the like touch for, okay, this isn't, I don't want to do this style anymore, or I want to focus on this more, right? For a long time, I was just doing whatever, changes in the hands and everything. And then I came down to the table because my hands would relax. And then I never looked back, right? Because that was where I found home. And now it's really hard because I want to sort of move away from the table. I want to be able to do stuff in my hands again. But it's taking a while. It's taking a while to develop the muscles for it.
Yeah.
And I felt the need to, like, now, after having produced, what am I at? We're talking
Like videos?
Yeah, I think we're talking, okay, so like near 2,500 posts, right? Where a massive chunk of those over the past 7 years were videos of me doing something, right? After a while, I was able to, like, take the separation because I had the followers, right? I had the audience that I knew if I produced something, they would appreciate it. But if I kept going at the same rate, I'd run out of content easily.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to study and practice and do all that. So A, I'll either be doing the same thing over and over again, or B, what I do, I will not have invested myself properly enough to make it worthwhile, to make it worth watching. Like you said, it doesn't matter if people keep requesting, oh, Demian, we want to see those, I hate camera trick videos over and over and over again. If you kept posting them, eventually you're like, okay, I'm good, bye, unfollow.
Exactly.
But it did take that. It did take both of us going on and answering every path the change, path the jam, path all of that.
Yeah. The process.
But once you do that,
I think the process. Yeah. I think the process.
Yeah,
we've been through the process.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's okay to start that way, but don't stay that way. Otherwise, it's going to be exhausting. You will exhaust yourself, and people will see it in your eyes. They're going to watch you perform, and you can only fake the smile for so long. You can only please like me, as you fall over.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I think so. There's a question. I think it's related with what we're having right now. Yeah, and especially just what you said earlier. This, I mean, like just what you said before. It said. Question for Jeremy. You said that it's better not to post regular on Instagram, but I thought consistency is something that we need to get attraction from audience. What do you think? I think it's already answered, because maybe for you to get your viewers, consistency is good, but sometimes you have to have like the quality, because when it comes, you're doing it consistency, but you're repeating it just to please them, and then you're doing like similar thing, the people will say, oh, just another card trick. Oh, just another card trick. And then you will lose your fans.
Right.
But for me, if you want to do it consistently, try to do it. Maybe I'm saying it like, make it count. Make it count. Every time you do it consistently.
You do produce, people are watching. Like we said, right? When Netflix is releasing shows, there's a lot of build up, and then they release it, and everyone's on there. They're like, you guys aren't going to see me for a week. I got to go watch Tiger King, right? That's just the way it's going to go. But then, even if they take a massive break, even if it's a year long, they spend that year investing in the next season. When I say that we're talking from a point of privilege, we already went through the consistency of posting every other day, or then every week. But it's a lot like that here, right? This is the advantages of being in the office.
In the
here.
office. Ah.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Hey,
all right,
hey
so
guys, this is all the lessons start here.
There we go. There we go. Right. So call this axis content. Produce over time. Right. And call this audience.
Mhm.
Okay. Your audience is, say initially what you're doing, the type of content, this doesn't change. For right now, say the content doesn't change.
Yes.
Right? But your audience, there's a limit to the audience that you will have for that content. Right? If your content doesn't change, that's the high point of your audience.
Yeah.
And so initially, you have to produce content over time. So in a lot of cases, people start out and they're just doing it consistently, and it just goes up and up and up and up and up. And then eventually they hit a point where they are now producing more content in that style than their audience has. And that's the point where you get to make the choice. You can either keep going and you can keep producing and keep producing and keep producing. Your audience may not grow, but your content is growing, right? And that's okay. You can do it that way. Or at that point, you can make the decision to take the curve back down, right, to your level of audience, right? So that you're only producing a certain amount of content to feed the audience that you know that you've got, right? Whereas what I see most people doing is they're doing this, right? They go up here and then they burn
And
out.
go down. Yes.
Yeah. And between the two, I would rather get to, that's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
That spot is when you get to make the choice of, do I want to slow down? Do I want to focus more on the quality? Do I want to focus more on the content? Do I want to change the content? You know, that I think is the more important side of it. It's not a dead set number of rules. Like if you do this, you will be successful. You try your best to hit the maximum amount of audience to do what it is that you like doing. And you will. Eventually, you will. It may take 10 years, but you'll hit that high mark of the audience that you've got. And then you've got a choice. Change up the style of content, right? Or be happy with your audience. Do what it is that you like, right? Or you might start to lose your audience because you like doing what you do and it doesn't feed the people that are watching you, right? They've seen the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Right. And then you've got that choice again, right? Do you change up everything or do you just keep doing what you love, right? So it's really three things, right? The content that you're doing, either change it up so you grow your audience, the audience, and then you just do what it is that pleases the audience you have, or do what you love and screw whether the audience sticks around or not.
Yeah.
You get to make those choices and it's okay whatever you decide to do. But yes, initially consistency is absolutely important, but make sure that whatever you do, you can maintain. If you're producing 3 videos a day, you'll burn out. You'll burn out in 3 months, right?
Yeah.
You might prove me wrong and survive a year, but after a while, there's only so much Red Bull you can drink. And if you slow down and you establish the rhythm, like you said, Sarah, when she was originally doing it, right? When it was having to produce all the time, eventually it becomes unsustainable at that level, but you've got an audience now.
Yeah.
Right. And now you tell the audience, okay, I'm going to produce once a week, right? Consistently, you will be able to come here and once a week, you'll be able to do this, right? But it's easier on you, but it's harder to gain an audience if you start out that way. If you say, hey, I have 0 followers, I'm going to produce once a week on YouTube, it's hard. It's harder to gain an audience. So it may take a lot longer. Instead of gaining 1 million followers in a year, it's going to take you 3-4 years. But you won't kill yourself, you won't lose all your hair. It's like stuff like that. When I was producing it, I was in the early days of this, I was posting 3 times a day and 2 of them were videos, right?
Wow.
Because I was answering every single challenge. Anyone who challenged me on pass the balance, pass the change, pass the jam, pass the whatever, I was answering. And I hit that point. I was like, okay, I'm going to burn out if I keep doing this. So then it changed to every other day. And then it changed to every other week. Now it's probably every month, right? Somewhere around there is when I post. And that's because I've got things that I care about more. I've got my family, I've got the company, and I've got my cards. And if I decide to post to Instagram, great. But if you're a professional and this is something where you need to build the audience, absolutely. Consistency is absolutely critical. Start with once a week.
Yeah.
That's an easy thing that you can maintain.
Yes.
You could find an extra 2 to 3 hours per week to produce content.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Or probably just do it like what you were doing back then when you're just posting a balance card.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah,
if it's the content is magic, it's not always have to be a videos, right?
Right.
If the content, the context of your page, your Instagram or your Facebook or your whatever it is, the content is about magic, you just can post something and then make it count. Like the videos, you post it every week. Like, oh no, I mean once a week, in exact day. The exact days.
Day. Yeah.
Maybe like Monday, and you post it every Monday, and then you will gain your audience, and then they will wait. When you already have that kind of audience that will wait for you, for me, you already win 1 point.
Yeah. What is it? Is it Seth Godin? I think it's Seth Godin, right? He wrote a book about this, and it's 10,000. I think the number is 10,000 fans, and you're good. If you have 10,000 people that want to consistently hear or see or watch or interact with what you produce, you're good. You could make a living for the rest of your life off of 10,000 people. So everyone who's trying to get 1 million followers, shoot for 10,000 first. If you can get that, now you're serious, right? You and I had that conversation early on that, like, if you were serious about Instagram, your first mark is 1,000 followers, right? 1,000 followers means that you're producing enough content that you're serious about what you're doing. 10,000 followers means you're successful at it, right? Anything beyond that is gravy. Anything like you get more than 10,000 followers, now you can start developing a message. Now you could start developing a full-blown profession off of it. I didn't, but that was my choice. After 10,000 followers, now you can start gearing them towards what it is that you want to do, right? Chris Brown, right? The guy who creates the Orbit decks. Where is he at? Right. So if I look up Orbit,
I haven't saw his post lately.
Right. If you look at his stuff, he's moved on to branding because he's at what, 20, almost 25,000 followers.
Yeah, almost 25.
Right. And he created a company. I remember when we had the conversation where he said, I'm pro now. This is my company. This is what I produce. And it was right around the 10 to 15,000 followers. When he produced decks, they would sell out. And that was what he needed, right? With magic, right? If someone produces a download or if someone produces a gimmick or something like that, 10,000 followers, that's enough that you could sell them and make a living.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the same mindset that I'm creating also for Sarah's fans.
Right.
She already had almost 5 million subscribers. For me, that's already enough. And then I can create it's for me the business side. So already there, the supply and demand. First, the content. If anything that Sarah creates, as long as it's very, very legit in terms of the quality and then the message and everything,
right?
And then the fans already she got what right now 3.5 million views in each videos, more or less. And then after that, the thing that I have in mind, what if Sarah have mini shows, a mini shows for her singing, mini concert shows. She already have the fans, right?
Yeah, true.
For
True.
instance, like we're talking about like 5 million. We just like take it like 5% of it. It's
Right.
already like 2,500 already.
That's
Only
insane.
5%. I mean, can you imagine the business side? I mean, in a positive way, the business side, like the supply and demand, when Sarah create like a single or like a song, new songs, like mini album, and
Yeah.
then she just like published it, at least 2,500 fans buying it.
Are there.
Like the
Are
cover.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're ready to go. And that's what I think, like, this is why I think it's important to understand the business side of things, is because businesses aren't, in general, businesses aren't built like, we do nothing with the outside world. We do nothing. We build up a building and then we open the doors and we show everyone what we were doing in the background. That's not normally how it goes. Normally it's, you know, one guy in a garage, or one lady in her workshop, or one guy posting on the internet, and then things start to build up and build up and build up. And then eventually you can take the wins from one thing and turn them into another thing. You remember, like, when we were talking with Asid, right? 52 cards.
Yeah.
Right? That guy was literally just recording videos of a thing that he liked, and he caught a lot of guff for it, for teaching it. But the truth is, how many people do we know started online, started researching for free tutorials online?
Yeah.
You know, so he started it, and he started an empire on, and now when he releases a deck, it makes $500,000 for a deck of cards. That's $500,000 in 30 days. We call that a success. But it all started with him just starting small. It was just him recording videos, and it shifted and it changed. And now he's rolled that into, like, he created a course with me, right? Where he has a whole number of courses that he now offers. He created decks. He created all these other things. He created a culture, right? But it all started with him just consistently producing these, like, simple videos. And as he carried on, the quality got better and everything, but people knew what to expect, and they stayed with him, right? Even when he stopped posting to go focus on building the company, now I'm pretty sure to the point now he makes more from the physical products than he does from his YouTube.
Yeah.
But it started just simply, you know, it started like with that single idea. Like Sarah, I remember when she gave me her album, it's still in my car, you know, like that, when we were driving to Vegas. Like, I remember stuff like that. Now, you know, 250,000 people, if she goes to, she doesn't need a record company. At that point, when you've got that many people, you don't need the backing of a much larger company for distribution.
Agree. Yes.
You are now your own distribution company.
Yeah.
You
know? That's what in here. There's Andre, also my friend of mine. He's a best friend of mine, and he's watching now. He said, please send my admiration to Jeremy. And I'm in the business with him, doing for Sarah's merchandise. Can you imagine?
Okay.
I have like 2,250 a hoodie. It's like a merchandise for Sarah. It's like this.
Right.
This is what we are producing.
Hey, there you go.
And then at the end, and behind like this.
There you go.
I posted, and then I said, we only have 250.
Right.
In 2 days, it sold out already.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
So,
but it took, how much investment did it take to build that audience? You know, that, and more importantly, it's a lot of work, right? And
yes.
I think people set their sights too high or too low, right? They either say, you know, oh, well, I'll do this. I don't think it'll lead to anything, but it might. That's the thing. It might.
Yes, it might.
But people go, oh, I need 1 million followers before I can have an impact. And that's not true. You know, like I said, if you had 10,000 followers, that's enough to start.
And then Sarah, at start, Sarah only like 180. Like 100,000 only. I mean, for a start, she creating her content. She was creating her content back then only for her own will. I mean, she posts when she wanted to.
Right.
And right now we're posting it like weekly, and then we already have like the time for shooting and everything. But at that time, like a year ago, Sarah already have a YouTube, and she posts probably like once in a month or once in a 5 month, but she already gained like 180. What the hell? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I just got I got a call and I tried to send it to my iPad. So
yeah,
anyway.
and then it start like 180, and then in a year we're doing what we do, and then like try to engagement with the fans and having them like having the fan club and everything, having them also have the Instagram fan page. So it gains slowly, gains, and without realizing it, in a year we already gained 4 million followers,
Yeah,
subscribers.
she is one of the fastest growing YouTubers in the history of YouTube.
And then suddenly YouTube is like, oh, hi.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
I would like to know you more about your content and everything. And then we got the attention. So maybe for those of you who's watching this, just first don't do it for, first don't do it for other people, do it for yourself. And then please do make it count. That's the only message that I want to give you when you are watching this, because some people or some magicians, they don't know what to do. They just thought that just by posting it every day, or by posting it new magic, new tricks, or new slate on their Instagram can gain more followers. Yes, it's true, but then again, if you don't make it count, like you don't have something to remember, people will say that, oh, it's just another video. For me, if it's just another video that I'm going to post, I'd rather not to post it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it's the difference between chasing your audience or attracting your audience. If you're chasing your audience, you'll burn out, because you'll have to keep talking. You'll have to keep their attention, and you'll have to do that. If you attract your audience, they'll come to you.
Yes.
And they'll come to you. The only thing that they ask is that, yes, they ask for consistency. Let it be consistent content, so I know what to expect, right? If your channel is a magic channel, and then out of nowhere you switch to music,
a cooking channel,
cooking channel or something like that, then understand you'll lose the people who aren't willing to follow on because they were following you for magic. Sure. And that's okay. That's all right. Right. But
if that is what you want,
then do it.
You see?
Do it. That's fine. That's okay. Because that's the thing.
That's, I hope it's answering. It took us 20 minutes or half an hour to answer your question, but yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. But then again, in my point of view, you have to have something that make that count, and then also do it as your own will, not by accepting the needs of your fans. That's a good thing. So there's a guy named Aditya Lesmana. He said, "Thank you, Jeremy, for your insight. I think your explanation really opened my horizons." Wow, horizons.
That's cool. Hey, there you go. Oh my.
It's one of Sarah and my loyal fans say that. What do you think? What do you both think about Zach King? Is he magician or just? I think
absolutely. I think absolutely.
Absolutely what?
I think he is. I think he counts.
Good magicians?
Yeah.
She said is he a magician or just great editing the videos?
I think he's exceptional at thinking like a magician. That's the thing. We now live in a digital space, so the line has changed, right? I think he's an exceptional storyteller in terms of like the visual things. I don't know.
I think he declared it already that he's the final cut king. So I think it's explained already what his position. In my point of view, he's creating magic with his own style.
Yes. Yeah, his own method.
His own method. But when you ask me, is he a magician? Maybe he has the thought as a magician, but not the skill in literally like me or Jeremy or whoever who professionally in his thing.
Right.
He have the thought, he have the mindset of magician, but when he do it, he's doing it with his capability mastering the final cut.
Yeah. Yeah, and the editing, that's the method by which he creates the magical experience is different than what we do.
Yeah.
It is, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any less, I don't think it's fair for us to say, oh, he's not a magician. Because for me, a magician is being able to get someone to suspend their disbelief.
Yeah.
Right.
Suspend disbelief. I like that.
Right.
Yes.
So, and it's a pretty low mark for the outside world to be included in that, right? An actor who can make you cry.
Yes.
Right. The one who has a death scene and you feel him dying, right? The lover who, you know, the actor who plays a lover whose heart is crushed by betrayal, you know,
and you feel betrayed also. Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel betrayed, right? Technically, that's magic. Technically, you have suspended your disbelief. You're not going, that is an actor faking an emotion and screw that guy. You know, you're there with them.
Yeah,
for me,
I understand. That's the real magic. Yeah. So, for instance, it's like it's you know, Lassie movies.
Oh God, don't bring it up. Please, Lassie, don't die.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that's the real magic, because we know that that movie is the whole thing is a script. The whole thing was it's a fake, but they could bring us the feeling. They could bring us the empathy, having loss of Lassie, right?
Yeah.
So that's, as what you said, that's the real magic. Magic in that's what we were talking about the movies. That's the real magic. So when Zach King, so now we go to Zach King. So when Zach King create his own method, his own way of creating magic, and then you believe in it, it's already magic. It's already art of magic.
Yeah, if you're, and his seamless transitions and everything, like how he's doing it. Honestly, the guy who I think probably embodies this more so is, I think it's Kevin Perry.
Kevin Perry, yes. Kevin Barry.
Kevin Barry.
Kevin Barry. Kevin Barry.
Kevin, I thought it was Perry. Hold on. We're going to find out. Kevin, where are you?
Kevin B. Perry.
Kevin B. Perry. We were both right. There we go.
We both right.
That one, I think he crosses over into both.
Yes.
Right. And R. Paul Wilson brought this up, right? He brought him up in the last major conversation that I had, where it's a digital space. It only works in the digital world, but we now live in a digitally predominant world. So he found a way to be an illusionist in the digital space in a way that people don't go, oh, it's Final Cut Pro, you know, screw that. They're going, how would someone even with Final Cut Pro do that? That's what Zach King does. Like, even if you had all the editing skills in the world, how the hell would you still pull that off? Because it's movie magic. There's no way, and it's not CG. That's the thing. It's not computer generated animation. That's different. That's a different art form. They're still finding a way, like what you've done, right? There's been times like when you're holding the phone, right? It falls into that category. Well, okay, that only works in the digital space because you have to see through the camera. Right. But you're still finding a way to take that moment, like, that's creepy, right? I forget what movie it was. I think it's Contact. There's this scene in Contact, right? Where the girl is running for the pills or something, and she's running and she's running and she's running, and then she reaches in and you realize it was from the mirror's point of view, and she opens the door and you realize you were on the wrong side of the visual. That moment is magic. It counts as magic, right? it's not even that it suspends your disbelief. It takes what you believed was the situation and flips it upside down suddenly, and now you're astonished. You're like, damn it. Even if you were behind the camera, even if you were there during the filming, you'd still be amazed at how they pulled it off. You know, I think that counts as magic. I think they absolutely qualify as magicians.
Yeah. So yeah, it counts as
anyway,
a magic.
Another 20 minutes to answer your question. There you go. That's
So now this is a very interesting last question, because I didn't realize that 2.5 hours. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So this is the I'm okay because I still have like more 6 hours before I go to sleep.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
This is the last question. So it's been bothering like the underground magicians. It's been bothering in Indonesia. It's been bothering the underground magician, because there's a magician here in Indonesia. I think he's been doing magic maybe before I became a professional. So I started professional in 2002. And before that, I met him in person. He already did magic. He already in the magic.
Okay.
And then he have like TV shows. One of the contestant in TV shows competitions, if I'm mistaken, in 2015.
Okay.
His skill is amazing. Coin skill and card skill is amazing. But doing it as like copy paste of someone else. I mean, it's like Daryl. When you say Daryl, he can do exactly the same thing like Daryl. But I haven't seen his original. But then again, his skill is amazing by doing the same tricks like the one who creating it. So lately it's become like a hustle and bustle around magicians, and then it came to my ear and saying that this guy have a YouTube channel revealing tricks. So sadly the last one that if I'm mistaken, someone from my underground magician, a friend of mine, sending me the link, and then I saw that he just like showing and then explaining about thumbtip.
Okay. Well, now we're all doomed. That's better give up magic now. Yeah. Okay.
So I just want your point of view, because I as a professional, as a magician, I'm not bothering with this kind of stuff, because I'm not doing things with those gimmick. I'm not even been bothered with that kind of thing. But this underground magician, some of them are still using it for their shows. Some of them are probably having that gimmick for their like the best of the best effect that they've done already for clients. Right. And then sadly they have to change, and they might probably lose their job because people already saw
the secret
gimmick, the secret.
Yeah.
So I just want to know your opinion about this, because for me it's just another Valentino mass magicians.
That's sort of, I'd say I'm in agreement on it. I think it's too petty to worry about. I think they will always exist.
Agree.
I think we can't avoid it. And because it's so easy to feed that curiosity to people, and it's easy to gain followers, obviously the people who are doing that are not out for the respect of their magical peers. It's not what they're about. So you trying to tell them that they should earn that, it's like telling a mean person who likes being mean to be nice. They have no reason to do it. Someone who is purposefully revealing secrets in an art form that depends on secrecy, not for the purposes of teaching it,
but
just for the...
He said that it's a master class, but publishing it on YouTube. It's kind of funny thing. Okay, go on.
Okay, all right. So a master class, in my opinion, you don't get to call it a master class unless you're teaching people how to do it. Unless you're not how it's done, but how to do it, right? And people use masterclass a lot, and it's a tutorial. Like, calm down, it's a tutorial. It's not a masterclass in thumb tip manipulation, because those already exist. You know, if you're doing it because you want to teach someone so that way they can then do it, I think we live in that world. That's a world that we live in, and I'm actually all for it, if only because if I said I'm not for it, I'm speaking from a point of privilege. I'm speaking from a point where I make enough money that I can afford to buy the tutorials and the gimmicks to learn that and perform that. And I have enough spare time that isn't dedicated to a job or family or whatever, that I can learn that stuff and then have fun and perform it, right? I'm not the kid, you know, sitting somewhere in Jaipur, borrowing my big brother's phone, using the Wi-Fi from the restaurant across the street because I love Magic and the only deck I have is 5 years old and battered and missing cards. And I think that kid deserves as much attention as much of a chance as I do, flat out. So anyone who says you shouldn't reveal Magic on social media or on digital form lost that argument 10 years ago when the internet started to produce it, right? The intention, I think, is important. If you're out to just reveal it, just for the sake of revealing it, then for your audience, you may be the saving grace to their curiosity. To the Magic world, you're a troll. And if you're fine with that, you're fine with that. So what? I'm too busy caring about the other guy to worry about you, right? I'm too busy worrying about the kid who just wants to learn because he loves the art. I'll focus on him. That guy's YouTube channel is going to do what it does. Fine. And you can post all the hate comments and everything you want. It's not going to do much.
But he's still doing what he do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna, you lost that argument with him, just like the people lost the argument about producing content on social media. They did. It's already being done, right? Whether it should or it shouldn't, it doesn't matter now. It's being done, right? Should you reveal Magic on YouTube? We lost that argument when people set up YouTube channels and YouTube wasn't like, hey, you shouldn't do that, magicians don't like that. They don't care. YouTube is out for views, right? And the audience that they have, if they stay and they keep watching, then that's the audience that those people were looking for. Some people, some comedians make money by making fun of other people and putting them down. And people show up every day for their shows, and that's their audience. And fine. That's not my audience. That's not the audience I want to appeal to. So what? You know.
But some people, some comedian, they just making fun of themselves.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's a lot more funny because the subject is himself.
Right. Or they find funny situations that you both understand, or something like that. Like, for me, that's my audience, right?
Yeah.
Now, do I think it's cool? No, absolutely not. Do I think we can do anything about it? No, absolutely not. I couldn't stop the masked magician from revealing illusions, and I was super messed up about it. I was like, how dare he lost people's jobs, and I'm like 14 years old, and what am I gonna do? But
I understand.
Here, I think the important point is to make that behavior irrelevant. Or it might actually be a compliment, that if he cares enough about what you're doing, that he feels the need to reveal what you're doing because you're famous enough that he knows his audience will appreciate it. It's sort of like someone copying your work. Like, obviously you're doing well enough that this person couldn't think of anything else to do but reveal what you do. Right? Now, revealing stuff for like classical stuff that isn't tied to any one person, like this is what that guy, you know, in the video is doing, versus this is a thumb tip. This is what it could be used for, and not doing it from the sake of actually teaching someone. Screw that. Like, go find something else to do. Learn to play guitar, just something else, you know? But if you're doing it because you honestly want to teach someone, this is a thumb tip. These are all the magic tricks you can do. Here's one to start, right? And then here's where you go looking if you want to learn more. That's a completely different thing. I'm all for that. I say do that all day long. You know, it may be inconvenient for the people who depend on thumb tips, but the truth is that the audience that those people perform to are not likely to go hunting on YouTube for a thumb tip, because if the guy doing it did it well, they don't know what to look for.
Yeah.
They're not like, hey, was that a fake thumb? I'll go on YouTube and look up, how do you use a fake thumb in magic? Like that's not going to be a thing. It assumes a knowledge that your audience shouldn't have in the first place. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. I think if you're producing it just to reveal it, then fine, God go with you. Whatever you're going to do, you may gain a huge audience, congratulations. But to the magic world, you will not be respected as someone who added, and don't try to play it. Don't try to pretend like you're just one of the boys, right? You're the person on the outside who reveals the secrets. You're the person on the outside who tries to debilitate the art form. And don't try to make it sound like, right, what did Valentino say? He did it because he was trying to make it stronger. Bullshit. He did it for the paycheck.
Yeah, agree.
You're doing it for the paycheck. You're doing it for the fame or the ego or the paycheck. And that's fine. Fine, do it.
But then again, you said before that if this guy is doing it for teaching, and then and teaching how to do it correctly, but is it still? Is it still okay? Because the audience itself is a layman.
But that's who. If someone was watching a tutorial, they would be a layperson, at least to that method. If I did a tutorial teaching a double lift, the person watching that doesn't know a double lift. So the line between being a layperson and being a magician is what? They know one trick. So they are a layperson until they watch your tutorial. And now if they're practicing and they're learning like how to handle a double, now are they a magician?
Because this is kind of interesting, because I know your point of views. I trying to accept it, but then again, you're correct. It's like, so in this video, if I'm not mistaken, he's just showing this, and then he's showing how to do it, but he's showing the exact items, and then this is how it's done. Blah 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 blah. Boom, you can do for this, that, blah blah blah.
Okay.
So
see, that to me sounds like someone who's confused about how the best way to do that is, right? Like he may think he's teaching it, but the truth is he's teaching it poorly, so it comes off as just revealing it.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to point at. So I understand what you say. If he's doing it for like teaching it the good way, it means doesn't revealing it the item, right? Hey, this is you can do with this item, and then
for God's sakes, don't let that be like the don't let that be the photo of like, like don't do that. At least take a second and think about a way that you could have
or just like this,
giant pink thumb tip. No, but like that comes with a respect for the art form.
Yes.
And that comes with experience. He might get done with that video and go, oh God, that was horrible. Why did I do that? Maybe I should take more time to think about a way to present that video. So A, it doesn't reveal, the thumb tip right out the gate. And B, it does it in a way so that when someone gets done with that video, if they want to learn it, A, they could learn the start from me, and B, they know where to go afterwards. Those people, I think those are the people we find who actually teach well. Assad, right? Yeah. Teaches very well. And it's one of the reasons why I respected him, is because he gave a damn about the video. He didn't just go, this is a double lift, he'd go, how to make a card appear back on top, or something like that, right? And even he will admit in the very beginning, he taught content that he didn't know belonged to someone else. He taught a routine that he didn't know belonged to someone else, but he wasn't part of the magic world. He was an engineer. He didn't know about our rules, and he found out about the rules fairly quickly, and he adjusted and he shifted his model, right? This guy, I think, is going to find out really fast how much he is allowed to reveal and how he reveals it based on the responses from his audience, right? There's going to be a whole slew of people who will watch those videos and be like, ha, now I know the secret. I'm going to subscribe so I can learn more secrets and never learn to actually perform them. And if that ends up being his focus, then he'll just be one of those guys that reveals magic. And it doesn't matter if he can do it. He'll just be the troll to us.
Yeah, but the funniest thing is he's still, he have this YouTube, and then he also performed on one of the TV shows like the comedy TV shows and have his own segment. For me, it's kind of like how do you say it? Like you
Betraying
feel
it, or what do you mean?
no, you feel very sad for him. How do you say it?
He sounds confused. He sounds like
No,
you take
yeah.
pity on that. Like that's
No, because for me, it's like there's a magic shop here in Indonesia, and also there's a magic shop, if I'm mistaken, like I forgot. Is it Hocus Pocus? Hocus Pocus through Zion, and then
okay.
Zion and Hocus Pocus have a contract, and to I don't know, maybe agreement.
For how
It's
they
like
distribute.
no. It's like the how the Murphys or something that
Oh,
asking
they're
you to
like a
do.
reseller and distributor.
No. You're doing it. I forgot. You said it.
Sponsorship or
No. You promoting their gimmicks and you do tutorial. It's like Eka
oh yeah,
Katarina.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
she doing it with the and then in propose for magician to get attracted. Oh, this gimmick is good, blah blah blah, but only for magician.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
she already aiming in her audience for magician, Ekaterina,
Right.
you know, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they had a contract. So I tried to talk to Zion also about Hocus Pocus, and then I said I don't think I wanted to, because I want my audience to don't know that I have those kind of props that I'm having. So I prefer not posting it on YouTube, because I have my own idealism.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and
and
you
then
have your own brand. Like you'd have
yeah,
to protect if you start associating with the props that other people could do what you do, even if that's not
exactly.
true, then you take away from that exclusivity of your creativity of what you now you have to protect your brand like a business. Like it's you're not going to sacrifice your business for their business, even if there's
Yes.
money exchanged, you know.
Yeah.
So
And then and then the conclusion, and I said to magician that been doing their magic underground, I just told them that there's always two sides, and it all depends on you. It's like when you go to the supermarket and you buy a knife,
right.
it's now it's all in your hand. Do you want to become a murderer, or you want to
Right.
become a best chef?
Right.
It's all in your hand. The
Right. The
knife,
knife is the same. It doesn't
the
matter.
knife is the same, and then it sells in every department store.
Right.
It's depend on you. So it's like the same thing when you learn magic. You want to be a troll, or you want to be the one who want to preserve the art itself.
Right. Right. Well, and I think it's very important to distinguish, especially now, that the person who gets to make that judgment call about who and what you are, in the end, falls to you, right? How much you care. Like, yes, you take feedback from the outside world. Say you created a YouTube channel where you're teaching magic. You will get lay people who just want to learn the secret. You will get students who really want to learn what you've got. And you will get magicians who go, you are a horrible human being for revealing our secrets to the outside world. And you will get all three. And it's your choice as to A, who you listen to, who your main audience is, right? B, how you take all of that feedback and handle it in the content that you produce. And C, how you feel about it. Like, what is it that, what is your particular intention, right? If you are trying to actually grow the art form, you will treat it as such, which means none of this, right?
Yeah. It's like what do you want people to see you? It's like that, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How is it that you are looking to perceive? First and foremost from yourself. What is it that you're trying to do, right? Let that be the first guiding light, and then take outside feedback, right? If your audience is other magicians, which is mainly my main audience is other magicians, because I'm a sleight of hand guy, right? Only the people who know sleight of hand can appreciate how hard the sleight of hand is.
Yeah.
Right? If you have zero context for it, it's hard for you to appreciate, short of the impact. short of the final thing, the card disappeared. How did it disappear? I don't know how he makes the deck disappear. But if you're a sleight of hand guy, it's how did he make the deck disappear at that time, right? They appreciate it on a different level.
Yeah.
And then there's the students, right? If you're producing content that just produces, that like teaches magic, it's the students. What do they want to learn? What do you want to teach them? They're like, oh, I want to learn a snap change. And you're like, can you even spread a deck? Do you know how to spread a deck?
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that, where you have to teach them what it is that they should learn, right? Or you have to teach them how to learn in the right order. And then with the people, like if your audience is lay people, trying to teach them how to be interested in magic, you have to balance it. That's a tough thing, right? If you have to teach lay people how to care about magic in a way that only internally we care about magic, that's hard. That's the hardest one. So it's easy to give up. It's easy to just give them what they want. It's easy to say, well, what do you want? Secrets? Fine, I'll just give that to you. And that's why I think it's hard for me to empathize with someone who does that, because I feel like they're just giving up. There is a way to show people magic and teach them a little bit about what's on the inside and still not give away everything and still not give away the secrets. That's difficult. Chasing that is hard. And the people who do it and do it well, I think they deserve all the credit in the world, but it's a fine line to walk and it's easy to give up. So I don't know. As far as my opinion is, just care, just give a damn. Just
But that is a good quote though. I mean, I had this quote from a friend of mine, magicians. One of the famous one. He said, "If it's easy, everyone will do it. Maybe preserving it is not easy. That's why not everyone doing it. Because revealing it, it's easy. That's why a lot of people doing it."
Yeah. Well, Jim Steinmeier said, "You're guarding an empty safe," right? We guard an empty safe. That the truth is, we all learned through either talking with someone or a book or a DVD, but for some reason, someone outside of us broke the code, shared the secret, gave away the method, on the chance that we would want to follow them into keeping the secret, right? It's what they say, like an open secret. Like everyone knows it, but no one talks about it because they know that it's
basically a public secret, but only some people knows it.
Yeah. If someone really wants to learn magic, all they have to do is go online and buy the tutorial, or buy the book, or buy the thing. So that's the thing. When someone goes to make the argument that no magic should ever be shared, someone did that for them. No one creates all their own magic from scratch and never learns from anywhere else. They're learning from people that they bought. So they produce content that they're like, no one should get magic for free. Well, now you're just a mercenary, you know, like that. You can't make that argument. So
If even our late Daryl he's selling it and teaching it. So I mean, so where's the secret? What if the layman bought it and then they know the secret? It's the same thing, but in a decent way. That's why preserving it in a decent way. Guarding the empty secret.
Guarding the empty safe.
Guarding the empty safe.
Not my line. That's Jim Steinmeier. Anyway,
I mean, that's the good line. And I really, really want to discuss this more further, but I don't want to waste your time, but just by with me almost like 3 hours. But I think we should do this again for another discussion. I mean, this is very interesting because I forgot I got this from, but it's kind of interesting. So magician always hide their secret, and then Drummond said that maybe it's the magician's fault because they making it the secret as a big thing. That's why people want to know, because the magician itself who's making it big.
Right.
When it comes like, no, it's not very important, they will think that, oh, the secret is not important. And then there's a thought about, what if a magician just telling that, hey, the thing that I'm about to do and what you're about to see is all fake. None of them, this is a fake. So by saying that, you don't need something to worry about. Oh, is it real?
You're not
Oh, is it
hiding.
fake?
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. The thing that because why he's telling that, because he just don't want to create the boundaries that, oh, is it real? Oh, is it in your head?
Adversarial. Yeah.
He's just saying that what you're about to see, everything is a fake. That's already clear. So you don't have to look for it. You know, I already say it. It's a fake.
Right.
Just like in the movie, when you watch it, you know it's a fake. There's no Iron Man. There's no Superman. But then again, you're still watching it.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's true.
It's a very interesting. Maybe we could discuss it later, because what if nowadays the art form, the rules of the art form should adjust. We should adjusting it, the art form.
Yeah, stop hiding that secret.
Not making it important first, and then the second one is I forgot shit. Because too much here. Sometimes I forgot.
I get it.
Yeah, first make it important, and then what? Just create no boundaries with your audience. Hey,
it's interesting. Yeah, we should talk about this.
Yeah.
This is a very good conversation. Yeah, we should absolutely do that.
Yeah. So and then oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's like the first rule in magic: the trick cannot be done twice. It should be adjusting with this nowadays technology.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
it's like what Houdini said. Every rule in the art can be broken.
Right.
So
the nice part about art, it's not physics. You get to break stuff all the time. You know.
Back then, there's no internet, there's no Instagram, there's no TikTok, but now there is.
Yeah.
What should we do? We adjust this. I mean, the basic principle, not doing it twice, is good if we're doing it for a live performance, real audience. But we can do that because on Instagram we can do that.
Right.
I mean, I still can do that. I mean, if you watch it like many times, you cannot find the secret. So it means I broke the number one rules.
Right. And yet you're still performing your magic, and people are still amazed, you know. So if it's a rule that you can break and in the end it doesn't change the consequence, is it a rule or a suggestion?
Yeah.
You know, that's
maybe suggestion. So, I think we should discuss that. Yeah, I think we should discuss that, about that, and also about the making it not important and no, it's a fake. So
which is actually more my style. Yeah, like whenever I perform now, the most fun that I have with an audience is when they know it's sleight of hand, when they know it's not magic, when they know this is just hardcore, obviously lived alone, had no friends kind of skill.
I know.
Like that's a lot of fun. And there's no adversarial, like, I'm going to fool you into thinking this is magic because screw you.
I agree. Because every time in my shows, when people say, is that real? And I say, it's just an illusion. I never assumed that I didn't remember that I said it's real. I just tell a story. Hey, the story is about my father, blah, blah, blah. And the story, it's real. But when it comes to the tricks, the routine, and when they say real, I say it's only illusions. And then it's now it's up to them how to accept it.
Right.
Because sometimes when you say, hey, it's all fake, and then suddenly, what's that?
Yeah. And suddenly,
it's real. I say it's fake. No, it's fake. And you kidding. I think it's real. Because sometimes
when you bring them all the way back to the other side. Yeah.
And then they just try to set the opposite side.
Yeah. You're lighting on fire and you're floating. It's real. Yeah. You're shooting lasers out of your eyes.
So that's very interesting kind of topic. Maybe if you don't mind, we can talk about this later.
I'd be happy to. Yeah. I just gotta convince my wife and kids to put up with it, and we're good. Yeah, we're fine. We're good.
So thank you, Jeremy. I mean, it's always been a pleasure and always a good talking with you.
Dude,
mean,
likewise. Thank you so much for having me.
we did this like, 2 times live, but what people don't know that we already done this like many times
Yeah, a bunch
over
of
the
shit,
phone.
Yeah,
Over
I'm
the
calling
phone.
you at 12. Yeah, 2 in the morning, thinking that it's 12 at night. Yeah.
So because the thing, maybe I don't know. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of like think that I care too much of the art. I care too much of the art itself. Sometimes it's like when you have a babies and then you like overprotect it. It's like, hey, don't do this. Oh, watch out! Like,
dude, you were talking to a helicopter parent. I absolutely know that feeling.
So
yeah.
it's like when it comes to art of magic, sometimes it's like that. I'm like over guarding it sometimes, but
Okay.
I have to realize that it's an open world right now. I mean, people can get information from internet, from Google. They just type Demian's floating table or floating table magic, and then they're like, there's tons of it, like the list.
There's a diagram that they can download that explains it. Yeah.
So
hell, they could sign into this. This is YouTube Live. A layperson could look up your name and totally have like a very internal magic conversation.
Yeah.
You know, that we've talked about a couple of secrets that you wouldn't necessarily want to reveal to a layperson, but truth is, you know, they're interested enough. Maybe they should be magicians. You know.
Yeah. Oh, probably. But then again, I mean, we maybe the thing that I'm doing right now is I want to share to the maybe for the my next magician who's probably seeing this YouTube, and then our next generation in Indonesia. Hopefully, they could feel in my shoes, how to be in my shoes, how to protecting it.
Yeah, how to honor it. Like, don't to not be flippant with it. Like, and ours is one of the only art forms where it's critical, because it's possible to be exceptional and still disrespect the art form. Like you said, you know, this guy that you're talking about, it's possible in our art form to dedicate your life to becoming very good at it and still be immensely disrespectful of it. And there's very, very few art forms where that's true. You know, it's I think this is a conversation, because if you get me started, we're going to go for another hour.
Make it short. There's always a jerk in every time, every place. There's always a jerk.
You had one job, like that.
So in Indonesian, we have a line, but I'm trying to convert it in English. So when you swim in the lake, sometimes you find a shit.
Yeah. So we have a similar saying. Yeah.
By the time you swim in the lake, sometimes you meet a shit. Like
okay. Yeah. Right.
That's
okay.
There
that's
you go.
Pretty good.
In life, and also in magic, sometimes you have to find someone like that. So I mean, it
doesn't mean you stop.
Yeah, just swim. Although
we say
cut in your face, so you have to swim.
Well, we say, like over here, there's a Latin saying, I can't remember the phrasing, but we have a say that the misuse of something does not diminish the good or the use of something, right? Just because there are people who cheat on their spouses doesn't mean marriage is bad. Just because there are people who, use music to communicate a hateful message doesn't mean that music is bad.
Yeah.
Right. Just because there are magicians who go out there and reveal secrets doesn't make magic bad or magic in the digital world bad. You know, if it's a misuse, fine. And that misuse will always be capable. It doesn't diminish the good of it. You know. So anyway, like I said, don't get me started.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. And then there's a guy here named Roy Lokang. He said, Jeremy part 3 team is here. So he definitely wants the part 3.
Very good. Okay.
So thank you so much, brother. Yeah, thank you so much,
Of
brother.
course.
And please do keep in touch and stay healthy.
You too.
Yeah.
Tell Sarah I said hello. Give my love, and we'll chat with you soon. Okay.
Okay. So
right.
hope to see you soon in the next chat. Okay.
Sounds good, buddy.
In the phone, we can do like
Yeah, we
every
can do
time.
this all day long.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we got to figure out what we're going to talk about.
Okay, thank you so much, brother. Text
Take
you
care.
after this, okay? Bye-bye. Love you, bro.
Bye. Bye, bro.
So ya, tadi panjang banget, gila 3 jam, tapi buat gue menarik banget sih, karena gue sama Jeremy tidak pernah bosen ya, kita nggak bahas tuh sesuatu yang menarik. Kita nggak bahas yang bener-bener deep lah dalam dunia sulap. Dan kenapa gue pengen Jeremy sampai gue bikin part 2, karena ternyata yang nonton Magic Corner ini nggak hanya cuma pesulap Indonesia. Beberapa ada yang teks gue, ada yang ngasih message ke gue, ada pesulap dari Spanyol juga, ada pesulap dari luar negeri juga. Maksudnya banyak pesulap juga yang nonton dan merasa terbantu dengan pembicaraan dengan gue, dengan Jeremy, dengan si Shin Lim, atau dengan Eric Chen, Eric Jones. Jadi ternyata berguna juga, gue nggak nyangka gitu, ternyata apa yang gue lakukan tuh nggak hanya buat pesulap Indonesia. Jadi makanya topik-topik yang gue angkat itu sebenarnya lebih ke permasalahan yang general, karena nggak hanya terjadi di Indonesia tapi juga di mana-mana. So hope you like the content, karena harapan gue di sini gue membantu lah, karena jangan sampai ada di luar sana pesulap yang ngerasa dia nggak tahu mesti belajar ke siapa, tapi dia nggak tahu mesti belajar kemana karena di kotanya nggak ada mentor. Semoga ini bisa jadi salah satu alternatif. Gue tidak akan pernah mengajarkan lo trik, karena trik lo bisa belajar dimanapun. Lo bisa cari di internet, lo bisa beli rutin, lo bisa beli trik, bisa beli apapun, gimmick. Tapi masalah tentang seni sulap itu tidak diajarkan. Jarang orang yang mengerti. Dan buat gue itu harus dicoba untuk diberikan kepada pesulap-pesulap generasi penerus. Gue sangat peduli banget sama seni sulap. Tadi kayak seperti gue bilang sama Jeremy, mungkin akhirnya jatuhnya seperti kayak gue overprotective banget sama seni sulap, karena gue nggak mau seninya rusak. Jadi salah satunya cara adalah gue buat Magic Corner ini, supaya teman-teman di luar sana lebih mengerti lagi tentang seni sulap. Seni ya, bukan trik, seni. Itulah yang menghidupkan trik lo, menghidupkan rutin lo, itu adalah seni. Dan seni itu dari hati, gimana cara lo nuanginnya. Oke, thank you yang sudah sampai jam segini ngikutin selama 3 jam. Thank you so much. Ada Diga, terus ada Cinta-Cinta, terus ada Roy Lokang, thank you. Yang pengen part 3 ada Hedi Saf, Indonesia Gentleman, terus ada, banyak banget nih, ada ya banyak yang bilang nggak ngerti, nggak apa-apa. Terus tadi sempat gue baca, ada yang bilang kasihan Pak Demian, padahal subscribernya 600 tapi yang nonton cuma dikit. Kalau gue justru seneng, karena memang konten ini khusus pesulap, tidak dikhususkan untuk orang awam, khusus pesulap. Aditya Lesmana, thank you. Tadi udah pertanyaannya bagus tadi. Tia Obstal, Tia, thank you Tia udah join. Gue lupa ya, harusnya tadi Jeremy tadi milih pertanyaan yang bagus, tapi kayaknya gue mau fokus ini lebih ke ini aja sih. Knowledge tentang seni sulap. Jadi giveaway-nya nanti dulu. Next aja gue bikin giveaway. Untuk bintang tamu gue selanjutnya nanti hari, kalau nggak salah itu Senin ya. Kalau nggak salah Senin. Ntar gue mesti cross check lagi ya bener atau enggak. Kalau nggak salah tuh Senin gue akan mengundang, kok goyang? Gue akan mengundang Mahdi. Sorry ya, gue make sure dulu. Ya, Senin gue akan mengundang Mahdi, dan perbedaan waktunya kita itu cukup jauh juga, kalau nggak salah Toronto jam 2. Berarti 11 jam. Nah, kemungkinan gue akan bikin live-nya itu agak pagi, kalau nggak salah ya, sebentar. Kalau misalnya dia jam 2, berarti jam... Gue tadi ngobrolnya itu siang. Ya, berarti makanya gue khususkan untuk pesulap, karena gue tahu banyak pesulap yang tidurnya kayak kalong. Jadi gue akan mengundang Mahdi itu jam 12 malam. Sorry, jam 1. Iya, jam 12 malam kita akan baru mulai. Memang gue khususkan untuk pesulap, jadi bukan orang awam. Jadi sama Mahdi the Magician, Mahdi Gilbert, itu jam 12 malam. Ya, jam 12 malam. Semoga kalian bisa stay tune ya. Jam 12 malam bersama Mahdi hari Senin. Nanti gue akan bikin jadwal juga. Sama Jeffrey Tam nanti, ya gue akan, tadi ada yang bilang siapa nih, Hedi Saf, undang Jeffrey Tam. Iya sudah, Jeffrey Tam sudah dalam list gue, tapi di situ gue akan bikin yang lebih dalam lagi sih sama Jeffrey Tam. Jadi gimana caranya create a business dari seni sulap. Yang mau gue angkat itu proses gue bikin The Grandmaster of Magic. Jadi kalau jangan sampai kalian punya alasan kalau ya gue nggak ada di show gue, di kota gue nggak ada show, di kota gue susah berkembang segala macam. Nggak, kita nggak mau dengar alasan itu sebenarnya, karena gue bikin sama Jeffrey Tam di Manila, gue bikin show, alhamdulillah sold out. Dan itu kita produce sendiri, kita dari uang sendiri, dan itu berjalan dengan bagus. Jadi kita mau ngajarin kalian, coba untuk start minimal dari kotak kalian sendiri gitu kan. Kita ajarin step by step apa yang perlu dilakukan. Gitu. Jangan lupa hari Senin jam 12 malam, tengah malam, sama Mahdi the Magician. Oke? Nanti sama Jeffrey Tam gue belum tahu kapan, tapi gue lagi nyari waktu yang pas ya. Thank you semua udah join Indonesia Gentleman. Andre Limantara, thank you juga. Roy Lukang, aduh, dan banyak lagi yang sudah chat tadi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Semoga berguna buat kalian semua ya. Selamat sahur dan juga selamat menjalankan ibadah puasa. Thank you so much guys. Bye-bye.